Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. I am Travis. I am by myself right now, looking for my microphone, so if you can hear me. There it is. Alright. Right now, MVP's out there with Bobby, Mr. Lashley. Woo! All right, so it started out with the RK Bros, and now Bobby Lashley is out there. Look like we might have a little bit of beef between Randy Orton and Bobby Lashley. That kind of stuff happens in the WWE. All right, where are we at? Let's see who we got. So I'm trying to get into our chat so I can see who's in there. All right, you are late. Of course we're late. It's a Monday. We just had a hell of a pay-per-view last night, and we're trying to catch up. All right, Sophie. Adam Cole said that it was easy decision to sign with AEW, and that people are mad that all of the former WWE talent that departed with AEW didn't badmouth the AEW like most former WWE stars do. Does it change anything if you say something bad about somebody? I think it's fine just to move forward and don't live in the past. All right. Hey, you guys are okay. I know it is a holiday, but damn, they are taking this holiday very seriously. Right? Big up the crew dim. I don't know what that means. Big up the crew dim. Anyways, next. Oh yeah, that was Ravi and Sophie and Aaron. It looks like we have in here. Gothlestia is in here. No, Randy wants a piece of the champion. All right, where are we at? Big house. I wonder what HBK and Triple H thinks about Adam Cole signing with AEW after working with them for 4 years. Yeah, it's hard to say what other people think about it. I'm sure they wish him the best. He's obviously doing what he thinks is best for business. What I want to know are people that like NXT and hate AEW. Are they going to start watching AEW now because Adam Cole's over there? That's the big question that I have. Or are they going to still hate on AEW and still like NXT? That's the real question that I have. All right, what do we have? Chili, it's only Monday, not fraud. Chill, it's only Monday, not fraud. And then that was Robbie. And then Sophie said, Randy really wants to break character every time Riddle talks. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's always funny to watch this RK Bro. Uh-oh. It's the new day. Yes, it is. The power of positivity. Finally. Kofi Kingston's back. It is good to see Kofi. Looking like Big Daddy Cool Diesel. All right, what else we have? Yeah. Alessia laughing. And then Sophie D. I wonder if my thing's off. Yeah, it is, because I'm way behind. Okay. For some reason, if I don't put mine on live chat, it just stops. Like, it doesn't keep going on my phone, so I have to keep it up with live chat. If I have top chat, it just stops. It's like, fuck it. Nothing's important, guys. What happened to the pretty one out of the two of you? I'm here. So, we're doing great. Fantastic. Thanks for asking about me. All right, Bobby MVP equal chumps. That's what Ravi said. Sophie said, Vince isn't there tonight. Well, that's interesting. I wonder if he had to call it in. Alita said, hey, guys. It's just a guy right now, but the other girls in the house, the other guy. Then Sophie D says, with Adam Cole signing, there has been mixed reactions to it. I have not paid much attention to it all day today. I've been kind of busy all day working on a car. I'm trying to get it done, and it seems like everything, like something pops up every time I'm getting close to finishing this stinking thing. I am not a mechanic, so when I work on a car, it's kind of like an all-day project, even to change the alternator. All right, where am I at? Mixed reactions to it. And then Ravi said, Brian and Darby in a men's side are the best on AEW. Huh, that's interesting. It's obviously an interesting pick of the two best, Darby and Brian. Sophie said, people call Adam Cole the next version of HBK. He needs to set his sights a little higher. Jacob says, hey, Travis, I had a cool thing happen last night, and it's my birthday today. Sweet. Happy birthday. What do you sing the happy birthday? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Anyways, and then Janelle Jackson's in there. Janelle's one of my favorite people on the planet. The tag team title match last night in that steel cage was the best match on the show. Absolutely. I don't think there was another one that was even close. It was fantastic, Janelle. Ravi said, no, I'm watching it for Brian and Darby. Don't care for Adam Cole. I understand that. I understand that 100%. When I watched NXT, it wasn't for Adam Cole, so I definitely understand that. Adam Cole is a superstar. People do like him, and so we have to give him that. But other than that, you know, we don't have to like him. But he is liked. And then Ravi said, no, I am watching it for... Just said that. Lita Carey, I don't know why. DB hating on my boys. She always hates. She hates on everybody. By the way, she's a pure hater. She drinks the haterade. All right, Sophie D, wrestling Twitter has been going nuts with the Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, and Ruby Soho debuting on AEW mixed reactions. Now, are people going to start watching it because of all these former WWE people coming over? That's, you know, or are they still going to be watching NXT? Because NXT is also changing. So if you were an NXT fan, are you just going to go straight AEW and then start hating on WWE TV? That is an interesting one for me. Sophie said Bruce is in charge of Raw. That makes sense. Why not have I love you, brother love, running Raw? And then Roberto says, happy Raw Monday. Happy Raw Monday to you, Roberto. Sophie says, you look like a mechanic. That is shocking. I'm a mental health professional. Definitely not doing anything with mechanics. Alita Kelly, thanks Roberto. Sophie D says, oh, where is D to make fun of the wrestling? She is in the house. Like, she literally made food like 5 minutes before we came on. Sophie says, with Adam Cole signing in AEW, it might even give Dynamite lower ratings. That would be an interesting one. Can you imagine? You know, I know they signed Punk, and they just barely got over 1 million the last 2 weeks on Dynamite. And I was thinking about that. I was like, is he worth the money that they're signing him for? And now they got Bryant and Adam Cole. If they're not reaching upwards, you know, 1.5, I feel like something's wrong there. Jacob says, I got to meet WWE superstar El Toretto? El Toretto? Toretto? I don't know who that is. Is he an old guy? Lita Kelly said, happy birthday. to Jacob. And then Ravi says, Advert City. And then Ravi says, Ruby was class. I left during that match. I didn't get to see it. But right now we got the Viking Raiders versus the New Day. And it is a new day. Yes, it is, sucker. All right, Kofi Kingston in there with Ibar. Ibar's obviously got the size advantage here. Ibar jumps over the top of Kofi. Now Kofi over the top of Ibar. Big flying elbow. I love seeing Kofi back. Kofi is one of my favorite, probably top 3 guys in all of WWE. Maybe top 5, I don't know. I should probably make a list. But Kofi earned a lot of my respect a couple years ago when he was champion. I hated how he lost it to Brock, but I know how business works. It just seems weird to me. That's the stuff I'm talking about. Why AEW, it's so nice that they're around, because Vince can't spoil the milk anymore. I think he has to make all matches good, because he can't be doing shit like that. There she is. It's Miss America. It's Miss America. Woo.
More like it. Move over.
I want to cuddle.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't really want
I don't want to cuddle with you either. Let me move.
Like, I'm taking over. Spreading my legs.
Ew.
What you're doing?
It's like porn.
Something like that.
All right, so when you get on yours, I stopped right here.
Where's here? Robbie saying Ruby was class.
So hurry and get on and start reading.
It's just right there.
I know. I've been keeping up. I read at least 2,000.
At least.
At least.
Sweet.
It's probably like 12. But whatever.
Don't mind me sticking my hands on the shirt.
Do you need some help?
No.
I always have a helping hand for stuff like that. The dirty work. All right, Eric's in there now with Xavier Woods. We know Alita likes Xavier. And she's his one fan. Xavier has one fan. It's Alita. I'm just kidding. They like him because he's in the New Day. Because Kofi carries that team. Just kidding. Again. Not kidding. Love you, Alita. I'm just teasing. Big old DDT.
Alright, everybody. Sorry I was late. Polita said nope. Ravi says NXT has gone down the pan. Roberto's in the chat saying I never hate WWE, never. Sophie says I wonder how many people will watch Dynamite with all the new signings this past weekend. Ravi says lol, haha, the New Day gimmick is all played out. And Jacob Hajin says, you remember the bull from Los Matadors?
I do, yes. Okay, yeah. Can we say midget? The little guy?
Yeah, the little
whatever
person,
it is.
the midget. Sophie says, I wonder what match Travis will step out tonight like he did last night. He probably won't.
Well, I will try not to do that.
Sophie says with The Miz going to be on Dancing with the Stars, I wonder how that will affect that show's ratings and also WWE storylines.
Miz will probably make it the #1 show on TV. I'm just kidding. I don't think it'll have any effect at all.
Alita says it's only tonight. Ravi says I don't see Miss America. And Sophie says, yay, D back. We could tell Travis needs to have a partner for this stream. Sophie says, I see Miss Idaho. And Luna says, way to go, Idaho. Sophie says this turmoil match could be the entire first hour of this show.
I'm looking forward to it.
It might be.
Take your time. It will. It just started. This is the first match.
It started 5 minutes ago. What were they been doing for the last 20 minutes?
They started with Randy Orton and RKO, RK Bro.
Oh, okay.
And then Bobby Lashley came down, and he wanted to go one-on-one with Randy Orton because Randy Orton RKO'd him at the end of last week's show. Mm-hmm. And that's where we got our tag teams. Right. It's a new day. Yes, it is. And this just started, so this should take up the first. I was hoping this was going to be the last hour.
Wouldn't that have been great?
Because it
would have been way better.
It would have just taken us home, so.
Right. And Vindicator's in the chat. Hey, Vince, it's really good to see the old windmill and wheelbarrow again. Oh, yeah. Hi, Travis.
I should probably go move that. And the shed door's, like, open. It's just like.
Bleh. Like, There could be a monster in there we don't know about.
Probably bums.
Ravi's like, Vin, Charlotte is on soon. Jacob Ajin says, that's what kind of wrestling I was watching last night, midget wrestling. Alita says, I've been up for 24 hours. Oh my god, girl, why have you been up for 24 hours?
She's celebrating.
What is she celebrating?
The birth of AEW.
Oh, yeah? The
Adam
fourth?
Cole.
Oh.
Daniel Bryanson. Or however you say it.
Is that how it goes?
Bryan Danielson. Did I say that right the first time? What did I say the first time?
I don't know.
Felt like it was backward. Daniel Bryanson. Daniel Bryan. It's Bryan Danielson. Whatever.
It's
Y'all
Daniel
bitches
Bryan.
know who I'm talking about.
It's Bryan Daniel Bryan. Who knows? It's that guy.
So how did Jade get eliminated? I haven't went back and watched that.
Nyla Rose.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was Nyla.
I recorded it. I'll go back and watch it.
Go back and watch it too. I don't really remember.
I feel like it would have been to start a feud moving forward.
Right. It could have been, but she, breast.
She had
Bitch pressed.
gorilla press.
Layla Hirsch. Gorilla pressed her out of the ring. Like she just took her and chucked her from the middle of the ring. She picked her up and was holding her up, and then walked to the edge and went plop.
It's like midget throwing.
Yeah, she was throwing midgets basically.
That's a sport in some countries.
This is a sport in some countries.
I think you
It's
can rent them.
Scotland.
I think you can rent them here. Not here, like where I live, but in the United States, I've seen flyers.
I want to rent a midget.
You can rent them and like do whatever
Just
you want
chuck
to
'em.
them.
That's
Yeah,
not very nice. Why would they exploit themselves like that?
I don't know. They do
I mean,
it for like frat
seriously.
parties and stuff. Huck a midget.
I just don't understand why
The midget
anybody
toss.
would.
They put Velcro on them and throw them at walls.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it's a thing. I'm not just making
I
this
know
up.
that that's a thing.
And then they're just stuck there.
That was on that one show.
Was
it? Was
it?
a movie. It was The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh.
Remember?
Uh-huh.
We
Oh,
saw it on, you don't remember the little replay thing of it? You were watching it. You're like, oh my god, that's a real thing. We watched it, and then you gave me the whole spiel of how people actually do rent them to do that.
yeah, you can rent.
Like, he was a midget, and he had Velcro on him, and they had a Target thing. And the people there were throwing him at it. It's on a movie called The Wolf of Wall Street. With
We do not condone midget renting.
With what's his face?
But if there is one for rent, you should rent him
What is his name?
and then just feed him dinner or something. Don't exploit him, but you can pay him.
What's his name?
DiCaprio?
Yeah, that one. Leonardo DiCaprio. That's funny. That's stupid.
I mean, you don't want to put him out of business by not renting them. But maybe you just rent them and have them over for dinner.
Let's see. Sophie says The Miz will be the fourth WWE wrestler to do Dancing with the Stars following Chris Jericho, Stacey Cleve, Lee, and Nikki Bella.
Stacy Keibler?
Stacey, Keith Lee, and Nikki Bella. I don't know if that's...
It's probably Keibler. I would assume she would look good in one of those little Downton outfits.
Oh, okay. Robbie says, I do think RK Bro will lose their titles very soon. And we are back from...
Pop up, RKO Bro. That soon,
Commercial.
huh? You think they're going to lose their titles soon? Holy shit, Ibar.
Sophie says, remember the road to WrestleMania a couple of years ago where both brands had gauntlet matches every week and month? And Vindicator says, thankfully the Spano's not wrestling anyone important, so I got my break time all ready to go.
She could lose her title tonight. She lost fair and square to Nia last week, so she could lose her title tonight.
Alita says, my toe was hurting like crazy.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God.
Maybe it's
Soak it
healing
in
finally.
ice.
Just kidding, I don't know. Robbie's like, Nia looking to chop Charlotte's head off in their match. And Sophie says, wrestling Twitter is making fun of what Vince might do after All Out last night.
Nothing.
Alita,
I don't think Vince cared. If he cared, he would have just re-signed Daniel.
Right.
He didn't. He had a choice.
He did.
You know, Daniel, like even Daniel said after the show was over, I liked where I worked before. There is video out there.
Sorry.
He talked for about 7 minutes after the show went off the air.
Excuse me.
Bless your soul, if that's what you're looking for.
No, I was just saying.
You need a blessing.
Excuse me. For my sneezing rudeness.
Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
Pour some holy water at me and maybe I'll burn up.
2 and 3. Oh!
Let's see. Aloha.
RK Bro, super excited. Look at this. Look at that frog splash.
Holy crap.
Looking like Ford jumping off the top rope there.
Did he jump off the top rope or was that the second?
I didn't look.
Oh.
I just saw a floating
Flying
airplane.
Big fat guy.
Look at it. He just holds Xavier. Xavier rolls up Eric. Eric needs to go. He getting beat all the time.
If he is losing to that guy, then yeah, that's just ridiculous.
All right, the New Day wins this. Jinder Mahal.
Alita says, LOL. Then Robbie says, I fell asleep after the Darby match. And Sophie says, Triple H might be crying in his sleep after seeing Adam Cole debut in AEW last night since he was one of his favorites.
Do you want me to turn yours all the way up?
No, please do not.
I can turn it back down.
They didn't have didn't.
It looks like it's Veer and Jinder.
Let's see. Robbie's like, Vin, good call, fam. And Vin Killer says, you know it.
I have a feeling that Jinder and Veer are not going very far. I would love to see them go all the way, but...
Right. Robbie's like, Triple H wants to join AEW or wishes to. Minicator says, just too bad Mandy is not on Raw anymore to save the night for me. Sad face.
She is on NXT, and she does her own thing there. She looks good at doing it.
Don't worry, they'll probably put her in another tag team thing.
She's in a little group. They're a little faction. There's 3 of them. I don't know who they are, though. Big knee
Not
by
the
Jinder.
faction.
Right down on Xavier. 1, 2, and...
Gender and Veer.
So they are dressed as Razor Ramon and Free. I think he's dressed as X-Pac. And then the other one's dressed as Diesel. They even have the NWO stuff on their butt.
What a bunch of lamos. They can't even do their own thing anymore. They're like, no, we have to...
Oh,
make
Veer!
everything
Look at
else.
the athleticism of that dude. He's-
Robbie says, nah, don't think I will rent for dinner. Rent?
Midgets.
Oh,
So, yeah.
why not?
That Veer
Do you have
is
a
going to be
problem?
something special, I think. If they use him right, he can go all the way.
Yeah.
He can be a top guy challenging the baby faces for titles.
Right?
He reminds me of an 80s top guy. Iron Sheik type.
Oh, yeah.
Sergeant Slaughter type. Nikolai Volkov type.
Sorry. It's probably like rubbing my hand all over the microphone. Sorry, guys.
It's all
I got
coming
the
back
microphone. I was going to
me
put it on myself and I
now.
forgot to. I was doing other stuff. Sophie says Bryan Danielson, like CM Punk said, he signed with AEW with the way that they handled the Brody Lee health situation. Okay. Vindicator says, you know, it's funny. I see a lot of people coming online and calling WWE the developmental brand for AEW. Vindicator's like, bless you, Talitha. Oh, thanks, guys. And as Robbie says, D, don't sneeze on me. Yeah, well, I covered my mouth with my shirt. Thank you. So it was like, I could somehow see Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson come back to the WWE like how Christian Cage and Kurt Angle did after they were in Impact for a while.
Yeah, I think they're a little too old. I mean, if they sign any long-term deals.
Right?
I don't know how Adam Cole is. I don't know how old he is, but I'm assuming he's in his 30s.
Right. I mean, he's got to be at least. I don't know how old he is either. Lita says, bless you, D. Yes, turn it up, please. Sophie's like, they fully haven't explained why they moved Mandy Rose back down to NXT. And Robbie says, Jinder not really killing it. Vindicator says, for some reason, Travis's microphone seems louder than yours, Talitha.
Well, hers was on her crotch.
Thanks, Travis.
Mine is now on my chesticles, and now hers is on her boobies. So you should be able to hear it now.
Can you hear me better now? Sophie's like, why are they doing NWO cosplay lately? I don't know, stuff because they don't know how to be themselves. Alita says, all that melanated skin, I can't take all the chocolate. Robbie's like, Cage was a bit of a wet fish in that match. Robbie says, Mandy Probs will leave WWE, methinks. Well, she had a chance to leave it, but she didn't, so who knows why she decided to.
Mandy?
Yeah, didn't she have a chance? Didn't she like have a chance? To
Vince
leave it
said
at some point?
anybody that wants to leave can go, and he will sign their release papers. He said it for a year and a half. I just don't know where all these people think they're going to go. And I think what Vince is doing is ingenious, letting these guys go. Because they're signing the guys like Daniel. Vince didn't want Adam Cole. He might have wanted him, but where was he going to end up?
Right.
Adam Cole, Ricochet type, maybe on the main roster.
Right.
Roberto Carrillo type. He could go a little bit further than that. I don't see him as an AJ Styles type, but even AJ Styles isn't being used high.
Right.
Ruby Soho, she was never going to do anything. So he's sending them over there. They're signing these contracts. He keeps releasing guys. Buddy Murphy might show up. Bray Wyatt might show up. Blah, blah, blah. All these people, if they start showing up, they're not going to have any money. Then when the big free agents come up, like the actual big guys, Roman Reigns' and Randy Orton's, the guys that can actually change companies,
Right.
Bobby Lashley's, nothing. Crickets. There's no money for them. They can't sign them. They'd be like, oh, that would be so great. I guess we could release 10 of our guys.
Right.
That's
They
not
would
gonna-
have to, right?
That's not going to work.
Yeah. They're going to cut off their nose to spite their faces here pretty soon.
I just feel like, I'm fine with it. Sign all these guys. Sign all these old WWE guys. We'll see if it works out. Vince has done this before.
Right, true.
It's not his first rodeo.
Rodeo.
Boom. Jinder Mahal manhandling him. Xavier Woods.
Sophie says, with AEW and Impact working together, you could see a lot of dream matches with all the stars that debuted last night.
You could see a lot of good stuff happening.
And Ravi says, D, we can hear you loud and clear, no mic or mic, right? Vindicator says, reminds me of that old Sprint phone commercial. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? I actually miss seeing those. He moved over to Verizon.
Yeah.
Robbie says, Humberto, what a lad. As Sophie says, Austin Creed's YouTube channel got hit with Adam Cole signing with AEW since he was one of the major parts of Austin Creed's YouTube channel.
Well, maybe he can leave.
Somebody else. Vindicator says, Wyatt probably won't wrestle again this year.
That's okay. He can't wrestle until October 30th, I believe, is when his 90 days is up. Look at that. Jinder Mahal just got pinned by Xavier. Xavier's pinning everybody.
I'm glad that Kofi's letting him win. I'm glad everybody else is letting him win.
It's Lucha House Party.
It's Dorado
Yeah.
and that guy.
What is his name? I can't think of it. Dorado and Greensburg. I don't know. Grand Metalik. I knew it was a G. I couldn't think of it. So there's 7 teams involved. We have seen 3, and this is the 4th, right?
Well, if the first to come out
Vikings,
were New Day and the Vikings.
New Day,
Then you had
House Party, and Jinder Mahal. So that's 4, yeah. Look at this.
Whoa.
Oh, it down. 1, 2, and 3. No? Xavier Woods just keep getting up like a jack in the box.
I don't know how he's still in the match either, but I wish he'd go away. Robbie says AEW are showing WWE what's up. And Sophie says, do you think they should have saved Adam Cole's debut with AEW at a later time than last night?
No. It was perfect. I think last night ended up being really good for the whole sport.
Right?
Whether you like him or you don't, some people like him. Like, he got cheers. And then he got jeers. He made people hate him. He's a perfect heel. He's going to be an antagonist. Toronto. What the fuck is he doing? He's like, here, I call this the corpse.
Was he playing a dead guy?
You didn't see that? He just, like, put his hands at his side and then just died. So you like, that's how he tried to pin him. Looked like a dolphin.
That's funny.
That's why they're saying he was showboating.
Alita says that's a big pay cut. Vindicator says WWE needs to sign more Impact wrestlers and bring up veteran NXT talent. Robbie says Jinder never really gonna blow up, let's face it.
I can't I can't face it. I can't face that truth. It's a bitter truth I don't want to swallow. Jinder's one of my favorites.
Sophie says, with the 3 debuts last night, I wonder who will be losing TV time.
Hopefully Darby. Just kidding. I don't know who it'll be.
Robbie,
Look at that. Kofi on his back. That might be enough. No. Grand Metalik kicks out.
Sophie says, I already said that. Robbie says, if Mixed Match Challenge came back, that's where most of the rejects would have ended up.
Oh, mixed match.
Vindicator says, theoretically, in pure wrestling, who wins between Lucha Bros and Lucha House Party?
Lucha Bros. They're just too physical.
Chi-Town is in the chat. Hey, Chi-Town saying, Lucha Bros.
Lucha.
Robbie says, why delay revealing new wrestlers? Right.
Well, it's good to have the pop. It's good to have it on TV, on your cable television, too. But pay-per-views, I guess you could say it was overkill. They didn't need to really, show everybody at once.
Right.
But you knew right when Cole kicked freaking Jungle Boy that Daniel was coming out. Right when I seen that, I was like, well, here comes Daniel. Oh, Kofi goes right up his ass. Saves his life. Saves his partner right there. Grand Metalik goes to the outside. Kofi slides under. What the hell? Dorado.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to end it here.
Please.
Do you think the house party can win this?
I think they
Not
should.
the whole thing, but this match.
I think they should win this, yes.
Nope. That's it. 1, 2, and 3. All right, New Day wins again. They're on a roll. What do they got? AJ Styles and Omos next?
Boo!
Or is it going to be Mace and T-Bar?
Boo.
Looks like Mace and T-Bar. It's Mace and T-Bar.
It's Mason T-Bar.
It's Mace T-Bar. Well, we'll find out how good they are. Mason T-Bar up next. Who are they going to pin? Mace or T-Bar?
They'll probably win, though.
As I said, who are they going to pin?
I mean, gee whiz.
Don't be hating on the New Day. It's a New Day. Yes, it is.
I'm so tired of them. Like, I just want him to go away.
It's because Big E's not there. Once Big E comes back, hopefully he can get back in there.
I just don't know if that would really...
They were great for 8 years.
Yeah, but now they're just...
It's because Big E isn't there.
I don't know if that would make a difference at this point. I think it's done and over.
Big E can inject life. I mean, obviously you want to get rid of Austin Creed or whatever they keep calling him. What's his damn name? Xavier Woods.
Yeah, that guy.
I mean, I'd be okay if he left. Alita's mad at me now, but it's true. I mean, he doesn't really bring anything. He's not highly valued.
Yeah.
Except for in his video game playing, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Robbie's like, D loves to sit and mock when Travis gets hyped into the wrestling good concept. Vindicator says, speaking of physical, who wins hypothetically between your buddy Brandon versus Otis?
Otis. Brandon would be asking for his autograph and wanting pictures. While Otis is going, oh yeah, and just beating the shit out of him.
Where I was like, LOD, your faves are out now. Aren't they all my faves? It was like, time out for a few minutes. Stop, delete that. I know you love them, Alita. I'm just not a huge fan of them anymore. Like, they were tolerable for a while for me, but now I'm just like, ugh. I just don't want to see them anymore. What ruined it for me was Xavier Woods was gone for over a year with his Achilles injury, and then he came back and they won the titles immediately. It made me hate him. Fucking made me hate him. I'm sorry, but it just made me hate him. Complete. Utter hate.
It looks like a firecracker.
Maybe somebody's house is on fire. We don't know it yet. Maybe it's our house.
Hot tub's burning. It smells like a firecracker. It doesn't smell like a house fire.
Oh.
Like
Well,
gunpowder.
where would it have came from?
Do you want to watch NBL? That looks really good. It looks like they have a lot of talent.
The lady doesn't even have a leg.
See? Very talented.
Rose like, New Day are done. Bruce does not know what to do with them. Sophie says there are fans that complain that they should have spread out the 3 debuts and debut them at different times. Can't make everybody happy, and are these fans the only people on Twitter talking about it? I don't really consider those guys real fans. That's just social media people being weird.
Okay, here we go.
Robbie's
Mace
like, D
taking it
loves
right
mock
to
what
exotic.
others like. Robbie's like D with more agendas. Indicator's like, Dalitha wants to throw away New Day just like she wants to throw away that apple after chewing it down to the bare minimum. Yeah. Death.
How I look at it, when you're dogging on other people's favorite wrestler, like saying Adam Cole or
I dog on my favorite wrestler all the time.
or a CM Punk. No, that's not where we're gonna go. It would be like taking your food to a party and then somebody saying, "Oh, I didn't like it. No, I really didn't like it. No, it was like the worst thing I ever ate." But like elaborating on it for an extraordinary amount of time. It's like, it's okay that they don't like it, but if they sat there and sat on not liking it, it would irritate you. Right?
I said my piece and I'm done.
What's I'm saying? That's what you would want them to do. It's a big kick by, what's his name? Woods.
Yeah.
I get Woods mixed up all the time.
I don't know how.
Well,
It
because
doesn't
I can.
look like anybody else.
No, it's not mixed up. I just forget his name. He wasn't there for over a year with that Achilles injury that he had. I call him Woods. I can remember that, but I'm always trying to call him by his first name, and I can't get it. Anyways, Mace got him on the top. You gonna choke slam him?
Sophie says after last night, a lot of fans say they are going to give up watching the WWE.
You know, I honestly thought that same thing, and I was like,
People
but then
aren't
we'd
gonna
only do that
stop.
once a week. We'd be doing this once a week.
People are not going to stop.
I mean, if all you watched WWE for was Ruby Riott, Daniel Bryan, and Adam Cole, then you weren't getting a lot from WWE TV anyways. Aleister Black, Andrade.
I will never force my disgusting food upon anybody.
You have disgusting food?
I'm sure people think my food's gross. Alita said, but ate it anyways, but didn't like it. That's what made me say that comment.
Oh. 1, 2.
I'm really mean. Like, as Travis says, I'm picky about my food. Which I am. I'm not going to say I'm not. But there's certain things I know I like and certain things I know I don't like. And I don't mind trying other people's stuff.
Oh,
But if I
big
don't
stunner.
like it, I'm not going to say, yeah, that's really good. Because then they'll be like, you want to take some home? And I'm going to be like, yeah, no, that's okay. I've got enough food at home. Thanks. So I'm actually pretty,
I just say she
honest.
doesn't eat leftovers because she doesn't, and then that way it ends it.
It does.
She doesn't
And
eat
there's a
leftovers.
lot of stuff I don't eat as leftovers.
She does eat spaghetti as leftover. Anything with red sauce.
It tastes so much better.
Lasagnas, spaghetti.
The next day, like the next couple days, it tastes way better than the day you make it.
Stir fry stuff. Anything where the ingredients can still mix. Marinate in their own soup.
Yes, marinating her own soup.
T-Bar just tagged in. And
Ayla's
he's
in the
taking
chat.
laps.
Hey, Ayla.
Answer, Zayla.
Robbie's like, D, it's rude to talk with your mouth full.
Full of facts. Just kidding.
Let me take a bite real quick.
And then answer it.
And then answer that question. Vindicator's like, I'm disappointed to see Mace basically wearing Darby Allin type of shorts.
My favorite is when she's telling you something and she yawns and doesn't stop talking. And so you're like, what the fuck did you say? 2 and 3.
Of course.
Woods has pinned everybody. I mean, everybody. Even Hulk Hogan came down, he got pinned.
Okay, that is just not believable to me. That isn't believable. That's why I have a hard time with it. It's not believable.
T-Bar's taking him out for the next person.
Nah.
I don't want to see your freaking food.
Nah. No.
It's so gross. I might puke and roll it. It is apple. Apple's not as gross as some other food. If that was like food, no, I wouldn't. Okay, so this is how they're going to lose. Mace and T-Bar taking it right to him.
They beat him up some more after the fact.
Who's this tag team? Oh, Mansoor!
Ollie's like, no, you don't want to mess with the Retribution people. Anyways, Rob is like, boo, Ayla. Sophie's like, at least in a way, we are going to have 5 fresh tag team matches. Ayla says no.
Oh,
boo,
shit.
ravioli.
Mansoor's getting his ass handed to him now because he was in there trying to play Captain Save-A-Ho.
Melita says, but Ada, anyway, yeah, right? And Sophie says, I thought you guys forgot it was Monday. Nope. Robbie says,
almost
Ayla,
forgot
so
it was
rude,
Monday.
so rude. Ayla's like, your food is good. Melita's like, now I did just watch it for certain people.
It's not about if it's good or not. It's about the opinion, is all I was saying. It's perfectly fine to tell somebody, yeah, I don't eat grape yogurt.
That's what I tell people. Like, I'm an adult, and I know what I like and what I don't like. As life is
So
going
now
on, I
they're
try
getting
things I
beat
don't
up. So
like.
obviously, Omos and AJ
AJ
Styles
Styles.
are going to win this.
Was Mansoor and Ali supposed to be in the
Yeah,
tag
they're
team
going to
for a
be.
while?
Yeah, they're next. They're the team out here. So now they got to fight the New Day, and neither of them can even stand.
Like a fucking Randy Orton. Riddle's like, Randy's like, this is just pathetic. He's like, dude, it's okay. He's like, just calm down.
Randy's
He's like,
like,
man, they aren't supposed to do this. That guy's not going to be able to win. Fucking Riddle's all trying to be all like, I'll help him. Randy's like, you need to sit your ass down, boy.
Randy's like, this is good for us.
He's like, just let him work
And
it
it's
out.
good for us.
Let him work it out for
Like
themselves.
Marvin Gaye said. Is that sexual healing?
Alita's like, no, I did just watch it for certain people. Ayla says, Ravi, spell it right. Sophie's like, imagine if the WWE didn't have this stupid edict about no
shit.
WWE wrestler has their own Twitch channel. Adam Cole might have stayed if that was the case. Not necessarily. And, you know, they had that for a long time, and they found out they were losing money because these wrestlers were using those names to make money. And if you're using a wrestling name to make money, then
Put him down.
they're general managers. Like, put him down there.
Woods just crucified.
Nice. So sad. Vindicator's like, Rob would get a jolt of energy if Apollo Crews came back, ditched the Nigerian gimmick, and revived the Hurt Business with Ricochet, Mace, Dabba Kato, and Cedric Alexander to after Bobby plus MVP. And Robbie's like, Ayla, why?
So here's the beauty of wrestling. If you like factions, watch AEW.
They go after.
Vince doesn't like factions, although factions were a big part of his whole entire company in the 90s and late 80s.
Right? Yeah, he didn't
I love
like
the
that.
stables. But he got rid of all of them. And now he
Slowly
barely...
but surely he takes apart everything.
And if he liked him even a little bit, he could save a lot of these wrestlers' careers. Mm-hmm. These guys that can't talk. It wouldn't even matter.
It really
You put him in a stable.
Yep.
And you get an MVP.
And talk for him.
MVP is doing a perfect job for Bobby. But if Bobby didn't have MVP, Bobby wouldn't be champion. And that's a fact.
Vindicator says, go after Bobby and MVP. Got it. Ayla's like, I'm picky. I don't eat leftovers either. Ravi says, do you bringing all the jokes tonight? And Sophie says, didn't Vince do the whole release mega stars in the 90s when he was in the war with WCW, so isn't a brand new move by them?
Right, but he hasn't released any stars except for maybe Bray Wyatt.
Right?
He's been pretty good at keeping his top guys. But yeah, in the 90s, it was time. You know, he put Randy Savage as a commentator because he said Randy was too old. Randy went to WCW and had another 10 years. Mm-hmm. He was right there at the end with Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan had another, 8 year run on him.
Yeah. Which he did.
He did.
Ravi says, Ayla, you must waste a lot of food at your house. And Vindicator says, apple is food, Travis, food for the soul.
It is, it keeps the doctor away, all that stuff. I agree, it's healthy. It's just not
Gross
mushy
food.
and gross, like a potato and meat or something. Like a shepherd's pie.
Sophie's like, I stopped watching NXT the day Adam Cole debuted for that brand.
There you go.
Well, now you know a reason why you don't watch AEW. Alita says ravioli is good after a day or two. Yeah, homemade ravioli, I'm sure,
Red
if
sauce,
it's a red sauce.
yes.
Sophie says, I eat 2 apples a day. And Ravi says, a free meal is a free meal to most. Ayla says, I'm more picky with texture, and I will not eat fruit with things like fruit and cakes, chocolate, cream. Sophie's like, I'm picky with food too. And Ravi says, Alita, yeah, it is. And Alita says, tea-bar. Ayla says, I hardly eat fruits at all. I like vegetables more. I don't know, Travis, I lie. I'll tell people it's good because I'd hate to hurt people's feelings, but you can usually tell I don't like it. Yeah.
The vomiting.
The vomiting later.
So a mouse decided to just go diving. Like, he just wanted to go swimming in the dog water bowl, and then he drowned. That was a sad day in the house today.
Yeah, it was real sad.
Very sad day.
I was wondering why the dogs weren't drinking water.
They're
I
like-
found out why they weren't drinking water. I wouldn't want to drink it either. I did wash their bowl too, by the way.
The queen's showing us her boobies there.
So gross.
Her boobies?
Oh, the death.
Oh, mouse drowning. What kind of life do you have to commit suicide when you're a mouse?
Lieutenant Martha's like, get him out of here. Sophie says there's nothing that the WWE does would make me give up on it like most of the fans do or have done. Sophie, most of those people really don't. They say they're going to, but they really don't. They
The
still
ratings
watch
don't
it.
change. The ratings are always like 1.8 to 2.5.
Yeah.
It's pretty solid in that area.
I just don't think that they really, really are like not watching it.
We got Monday Night Football
I mean,
coming
they
up.
might like 1 week, like the next week, be like, I hate them and I'm not watching it. But the week after, they'll watch it again. They
Shit, there
always
might
do.
even be Monday Night Football on tonight. I don't know what the date is. Is it the 11th?
No, it's the 6th of September.
Tomorrow is opening day.
Robbie says, D, where do you think the New Day went wrong?
It's not the New Day. It was how WWE handled the New Day. They gave the titles back to them too quick, and they split them up.
You know, I
Big
was
E's
fine
still
when
with
it was
them.
all 3 of them. It was fine. And then Xavier Woods got hurt, and then they split him up. But my problem was Xavier Woods came back, and they immediately put the tag titles back on him. Immediately. He was there for like 1 fucking
And then split
day.
them up. And then split them up.
And I was like,
That's when the
what
draft was.
in
That was like
the
last
fuck?
October.
I just don't agree with that kind of stuff. I see it with everything else, too. I just don't like it. Rhea Ripley, when she got the women's championship, I was not happy about that
Too
either.
soon. It was too soon for
I
her.
was like, fuck you, bitch. You shouldn't have that.
I'm just glad they took her out of the playoff pit, right? Like, they just took her out. And so you're like, oh, now you can watch her and enjoy
her wrestling. And
You don't
her
have to
work her way
stress
back up
about
again.
her being champion.
It's fine. I don't care if she becomes champion again later, but I just don't want her to be champion right this second. So Mustafa and Mansoor still the New Day, Bobby Lashley, MVP, and AJ
I mean, is
Styles.
that happening now? Is the New Day and
It
Mustafa Ali
continues.
in there now?
Yeah, it continues.
Like the days of our lives.
It is the days of our lives. Not in a good way. Robin's like, do you ever watch America's Got Talent? No.
She watches it basically every day here because I'm here. And I pretty
yeah,
much
it's
got
my
talent.
real life stuff. I guess they're going to put it later. They're going to continue the matches later.
Oh, because they couldn't. So there's 4 teams left then.
Yeah.
That's fine. Maybe that'll be the 4th hour.
Maybe.
Or 3rd hour.
The 4th hour. Travis is like, it's going to go a lot longer tonight. Totally. It's kind of...
Well, we went 4.5 hours last night. Might as well go 4 hours tonight.
Right? Sophie's like,
Drew Mack.
Paul White went from main eventing Mania last year to being the co-main event last night. And Ayla says, Ravi, yeah, I guess I usually cook an appropriate amount of food to not have leftovers. I'll eat leftover chili and taco meat if I made them. Ravi says, now Brian might get 10 years out of AEW.
He could if his concussions hold up. If his head holds up, he'll be fine.
Yeah. Alita says, love shepherd pie. You know, Alita, my brother and my mom really like shepherd's pie, and Travis likes that
This
kind of
is
stuff
Sheamus versus Drew,
Yeah,
and the winner goes on United States Championship.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that earlier when they advertised it. Sophie says the only faction that have kept together for almost 7 years is the New Day.
It's been longer than 7 years, guys.
Robbie says Ayla sound decent.
A lot longer than 7
Alita
years.
says my puppy doesn't drink a lot of water either. So I have 3 German Shepherds, and the only one that doesn't is the girl German Shepherd. She doesn't drink a lot of water, but the
She's
2 boys
dainty.
literally will sit there and be at the water bowl for like 5 minutes drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking. So I kind of want to make sure their water is clean and fresh because that's gross. So if it's like, who knows who I think would be the first AEW Hall of Famer is Brody Lee, like how Andre the Giant was the first inductee in the WWE Hall of Fame after he died.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know if he did enough.
Certified.
But at the same time, he died and he would have done more.
Right.
So are you going off of what would have happened or what did happen?
Right.
What is the Hall of Fame? Is it what you've done or what you could have done?
It should be based off of what you did.
Right.
Uh,
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of tough.
Right.
Because the Hall of Fame is that, you know, there's a lot of baseball players that were really good and tore knee ligaments, or in the old days, elbow ligaments, and they couldn't get, like Bob Gibson, although he's in the Hall of Fame, so I should probably use somebody else as an example, but they could have had better careers, but
Right.
and so you could say, oh, what would have been, what could have happened? Jose Fernandez crashed his boat into like a dock because he was boating at night on cocaine, killed people he was with, killed himself.
How about the kid that got into a car accident with his fiance, going too fast on some road?
Oscar, both of those guys were on my
Yeah,
fantasy
it was
team.
like this. Yeah, they were, and it was like
Oscar
within a year of
Valdez
each
were-
other or some shit. It was insane. These young kids get all this money and they buy all this stupid shit and then think that
Expensive,
they're
fast cars.
and they're young, so they think that they're invincible. So they go out there and do dumb crap, and then die, and then kill other people in the process. It's so sad.
Yeah, he
they
wrecked
were
his car.
so
and,
good too. It was just sad, very very.
but
sad.
you can't put them in the Hall of Fame
No.
because of what they could have done.
Nope, because they weren't in the business long
Long
enough. They'd barely been called up.
But I do go. Wrestling's a little bit more of an entertainment industry.
Right. Certified Hustler says, on my mom's WWE better than AEW. Nice. Robbie's like, AEW outdid Summer
Hey,
Scam last
is
night.
that a new person? Make
Yeah,
sure you're
Certified
subscribing.
Hustler.
Did you subscribe?
Subscribe. Vindicator says, Travis, was it a little white, black, or gray mouse? I heard small mice actually make fun pets. I don't believe it.
It would have probably been a brown one.
I
Because
didn't
that's
take
what we
that
have.
close of a look at it. I just
Those deer mice or whatever they're called
Just
here.
chucked it
where
out.
I'm at. We don't have the lab rat looking ones.
No. Certified Hustler says, bro, I went to wrestling to Chase in St. Louis and NWA 73 and Power best weekend of my life. I'm from St. Louis. Nice.
That's such good wrestling down in that area all the way around. Going to Kansas City, just Texas, that
So-
whole area.
Sophie says, my dog is picky and stubborn about certain things. Our dogs aren't. Robbie's like, the EST was too early, too.
I agree.
Yeah.
And hopefully that'll end here pretty soon. I'm just hoping Sasha comes back and takes Bianca and costs her title, like when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have their feud for a few months. And that leaves Becky to feud with other people.
Right. Certified Hustler says it's a public service announcement from your number one NWA fan. Stop what you're doing, get on your feet, and applaud your new world heavyweight champion, the real champion, Trevor Murdoch.
Did he win it? Did Murdoch win that?
My dog.
That's crazy if he won that. That dude was champion for like 8 years. The NWA champion? Not really, but it was a long time.
Wow.
Nick Aldis or whatever. He was champion forever. Maybe even since the company started.
Huh. It looks like my cat's picky too. She'll only drink warm water. Freak.
Freak.
My dogs will drink any water. That's gross.
Okay, he's going clubbering. Look at that.
Oh. Well, Sheamus tried to do it first, but Drew stopped him. Alita's like, Drew, and Sophie's like, wow, this show is flying by fast. We're already in hour 2. Russell McIntyre's in the chat giving angry faces and stabbing people.
Wow.
Ravi's message retracted, and Alita's like, that's the rumor. Ravi says, so who is up next? Ravi says, so is Sasha having a kid then? It's Sheamus and Drew McIntyre are up right now, Ravi.
I have no idea. I didn't think she was pregnant, but maybe she is. I figure we're going to find out stuff on Friday.
Right?
But, I mean, is that even a remotely good source that she's pregnant? Or is that just the Twittersphere?
Sophie says they're doing the tag team turmoil again, but with Bobby Lashley and MVP. Alita says that's the rumor. And Ravi says, D didn't care that I subbed to Gab. Whatever. Ayla's like, that's because you suck, Ravi. There you go. Ayla took the words right out of my mouth. Just kidding. Sophie's like, who would have thought with Brody Lee passed away that it would change the landscape in AEW with Punk and Bryan in AEW now? I don't know if his passing really changed the landscape because it could have went that way no matter what.
I think if he was still around, they would have still came.
Uh-huh.
The television championship belt would look different, I think. It's probably still be the red.
Mm-hmm.
And I do love the white with the green on it.
Mm-hmm.
Sexy as dick. Ow. I
Robbie
don't think
says
that's something a man says to another man.
Robbie says, people who come up need to build up their rep first before they get the title. And Sophie says, I feel bad for Brody. He didn't have a chance to wrestle in front of AEW fans.
He was there when they had fans. What? He was there when the company started. When did he come?
I don't remember.
Did he not come until after March?
I thought he was there when fans were there.
Yeah, I would have to remember. I can't remember when he first
because
came.
Everybody thought he died from unicorn sprinkles, but he didn't. It had nothing to do with it.
That was later in that year, but when did he start? Because they got rid of their fans in March. Mm-hmm. So when did he start? Because they started in October.
Year before.
Well, they had started in October the year before. The whole company.
I thought he started like either December or January.
Right, and if he did, then there could have been fans. Somebody Google that. When did Brody leave?
Says that she read it on the bump or something was where she heard the pregnancy rumor.
Oh, shit.
Robbie says D, LOL. And so he says, Tony Khan, a wrestling fan, he could have his own Hall of Fame if he wanted to. Myrax Gaming is in the chat. Hi, Myrax. How's it going? He says, hello, sir. Hello.
What they should do is just do a professional wrestling Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
AEW should do that, and then they could even induct WWE people. Mm-hmm. And if they have enough clout, they could literally put Vince McMahon in there, and he would show up.
Yeah, just make a museum.
That's how you do that shit. But I want a physical building, guys.
So it's like John Moxley won the GCW championship from Matt Cardona on Saturday. That's what we heard last night.
Brandon told me that.
Yeah, Brandon was talking about that. Robbie says, when's Keith on? I don't know. Is he even still around?
Keith Lee, is he back?
Sophie says, one of the hosts of The Bump left the WWE last week. And Myrax says hello, and Ayla says hello, and everybody say hello. Hello!
Hello, Governor. Difference between a rooster and a prostitute? Cock-a-doodle-doo. Any cockle-doo.
So funny.
Ha! You know it is. That's so annoying. What is it?
What is what?
Whatever you're doing.
I am looking up something.
Oh, when Brody debuted.
No. So, Sasha Banks was pregnant last year in 2020. In September. And now And now Sasha Banks is pregnant again, and Chris Jericho signing with the WWE 3 days ago.
Sounds like some pretty good sources you're looking into here.
Well, I haven't seen anything yet.
Jericho coming back.
I love it. Wow. That was 2 years ago. You know, this whole Sasha Banks being pregnant thing is like a big deal. It like happens more often than you'd think.
She gets pregnant all the time.
She's pregnant constantly.
She's kind
poor
of
girl.
she's kind of a slut.
I guess she just can't help herself.
Just kidding. She's not slutty. She's married.
Vindicator's like, are you subscribed, Ayla? And Robbie says, D, you know better than me about the ins and outs of this wrestling world. You're funny.
This match is physical. It's lasting longer. This is exactly what wrestling fans in WWE need right here. They're doing it the right way.
Good for them, finally. Except for we've seen this multiple times, so I don't know how good it is. Robbie's like, Ben props. No, Sophie says Brody died in November 2020 and he got released from the WWE in April of 2020.
Oh, okay. Yep. So he did never get a wrestle in front of fans.
This is no, then why would I subscribe? We have Disco Inferno in the chat saying, hey, long time watcher, first time chatter, what's up? Hey, Disco Inferno, thanks for hanging out with us.
Gotta love the Disco Inferno.
Are you one of our people who like to just hang out in the background? Are you a lurker? I'm glad you're chatting. Good deal.
Glad you're already subscribed, or I would tell you to go subscribe. The Disco Inferno.
A fan of the business is in the chat. Hey, fan says, hey,
Hey,
what are you guys snacking on?
it looks like she's eating apples.
It's
I'm
taking
eating
me a minute.
toothpicks.
But I'm
like a
getting through
beaver.
it without trying to be too rude.
Look at that.
Rob is
Sheamus
like, someone
with the
said
offense.
Bailey is preggers too. Bailey actually had an injury.
Everybody's pregnant.
Disco Furniture says this is exactly what wrestling fans need. Are you talking about the match that's happening right
this
now?
match. AEW last night, this match tonight. Raw's moving quite fast tonight.
Ayla's like, I'm subscribed on both my accounts. And Robbie's like, Ayla not cool enough. So it was like Brody Lee debuted in AEW on March 18th, 2020 when COVID first hit.
I thought he didn't get released till WWE until April. What's going on here? Who's bringing the facts? He couldn't have debuted a month before he was released.
Nobody knows the answers.
We need solid facts.
Vindicator's like, message retracted, and James Sotelo in the chat. Hey, James, are you at the park? No, we're in our
we just take all this shit to the park.
We just took our
generators in the back. Got our wireless internet. I guess we could through our phones. I guess data.
Yes.
I don't know if it would be enough download speed, but
no, it probably wouldn't. Alina's like trying to hang on. Ravi's message retracted. I didn't catch it. Sophie says if Sasha is pregnant, she should announce it like how Becky did last year. And Ayla says their backyard does look like a park. Fan of the business says apples are really good. They are pretty delicious.
2 and there's just a lot of close counts here, guys. You know, I feel like Drew's gonna win this, but I would love to see Sheamus pull this out.
Okay.
Drew lost last week, fair and square to Damian, so why not?
It's not bleeding, so he's fine.
A lot of blood in AEW last night. Shit, Jericho dropped a freaking iron bar on the head of MJF.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
One of those gates. You know, the red
Little
ropes.
Jobs in the chat. Hey, Little Jobs says every week I watch Raw waiting to see if Ahmad Johnson will finally come back.
He ain't coming back.
Sophie says Brody died in December 2020. Alita says and released after he died. Fan of the business, is that your real backyard? Yes.
That is.
It's our real backyard.
I can run back there, chase a chicken.
There's chickens back there.
There's chickens. Oh, they're over there.
They're off camera right now.
They're never on camera. I guess they could probably be out in the yard, huh?
People have said that they were on camera. They could see them in the backyard.
I'll get a piece of bread and they'll be on your lap.
They'd probably just poo on me.
I have a chicken call, and they come running. It's actually pretty cute.
Vindicator says, why do you need 2 accounts, Ayla? Is the other to pretend you are a friend of Aaron or Desmond? Obviously, like, Travis, who
Claymore.
would you pick to win the title off of Bobby if you could choose?
Brock would be one if they're going to do anything with the draft. They could draft him onto the right brand. Look at this. Drew's going to snap his arm. Sheamus would be a good one. But they're not pushing Sheamus hard enough. They'd have to redo his character just a titch. And then give him a hard push for about 3 or 4 months. He got there. Break it. Who else is out there? Keith Lee could be another good one that could beat him. But I like Bobby, so I kind of like him as champion. Although he has been watering down the title a lot. He's been on TV quite a bit.
True, but it's because
He's not
people
wrestling.
keep going after him.
He's not wrestling. He keeps coming out and interfering. Now he wants to be in a tag team division. It's kind of dumb. He's like Asuka last year. I'm the champion, but I want to be a tag team. 1, 2, and 3. No! Shit, that pro kick. I thought that would have been it. Damn it. Pow, right in the kisser.
Pow! Right in the kisser. Pow! Right in the kisser.
I'm coming, Elizabeth.
Pow! Right in the kisser. It's off of a movie, too. Pow! Right in the kisser.
Uh-oh. Woo.
Fan says, looks like you have a ton of space back there. You guys could do anything you want back there.
Yeah, we've had parties back there. White noise! That's not going to be enough. How many close pins was there? Somebody needs to go back, watch this match again, and write all these down.
Clothespins?
Yeah, clothespins. Close pins.
Like, why do they have clothespins? What are they doing?
They're hanging up their laundry.
Themselves up on the laundry line.
They're finished. They're
finished. They're fucking
they're
out
hanging
to dry.
themselves out to dry. Give me the clothespins. How many will it take to hold up Drew McIntyre?
487.
I love
Robbie's like, nah, it's a green screen. Don't let D fool you. Whatever, Robbie. You don't even know. You're in the UK.
I will literally get up and run back there, run back. You can see me.
Russell says, how dare he mock me, right? And James says,
shit! He stripped his face
oh,
bare.
No. James wants to know, how long you've been married?
And
10 years.
And they kicked him in the face. Claymore, as his face is completely
I
vulnerable.
just feel that that's completely not right.
Sheamus rolls him up.
Quick roll up. What the?
Sheamus with the win.
Did they really do that? Oh my gosh.
Miss Claymore. Drew McIntyre tried to cheat.
He did. He's a jerk.
And so, obviously, Sheamus cheated back.
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to hit him with that cast iron face mask?
I don't know. Maybe.
Is Sheamus a poor loser?
Why is the ref getting out and then saying no? So if it's like Miami is a quiet crowd, yeah.
It is.
Robbie's like, is it true that the Hurt Business is being reformed? Not that I know of.
I heard some rumors in our chat earlier.
Oh,
shit! That was cast iron right across the grill.
At least it didn't hit him in the nose.
Now he's gonna get him with that Claymore,
Is
break
he
his
gonna be
face
a bad
again.
guy, and so this will make him a bad guy?
This
or
is his
something?
big heel turn.
3, 2, 1.
And there's that Claymore. They're trying to give Drew an edge, so when he gets drafted,
Sad.
this happens a lot, by the way. They'll take a star, have him lose a few times. Hey, girls. Oh, she didn't hear me. I threw a core over there, too. There's 2 cores there. Hopefully the seeds don't kill him. The arsenic or whatever it is. Arsenic and old lace.
Anyways, Rafi's like, LOL sounds like Batman with Adam West. Adam West was the best Batman.
He is.
Vindicator's like, so Raw has been slow tonight in a fast, upbeat city like Miami. Only 2 official matches so far.
Yeah, that's what sucks. But there's been more than that. But
Fan wants to know, do you have pro wrestling parties back there? Like bring the TV out and maybe build a ring. No.
No, she won't
It's
let me build a
don't try
ring.
this at home kind of thing. You can look on our Instagram. We posted a video. Don't try this at home. Backyard wrestling. Don't try that at home.
On Insta, yeah.
And we have Raul in the chat. Hey, Raul,
Hey,
how's
Raul.
it going, man? Says hello. Good morning. Good morning to you.
I set up a couple dog kennels back there, and we have ultimate fighting. But we can't talk about it. It's the only fight rule that we
It's the
have.
only rule we have. Russell McIntyre's like, no. And Rob was like, D, congratulations on being married. Might as well be. Walter's like, hey, Travis and Luther, good AEW All Out Sunday. And Walter says, Sheamus won. Boo.
Did you go get married?
Oh, somebody asked us how long we'd been
Oh.
married, and I said 10 years.
Oh,
Might as well be. It's hard. It's kind of stupid when you go around telling people, like, oh, yeah, he's my boyfriend. It's like, I'm 42 years old. That sounds really dumb.
whatever.
It fucking does. It sounds stupid.
My grandma used to just call it, not my grandpa because they were married, but like the other member, like so Deborah and her live-in.
Her living, right? Significant other.
Nope,
SO,
never that. It was just the live-in.
Your partner. So he's like, at least we are going to have fresh matches for the next pay-per-view, at least.
It looks like it. I mean, they're almost identical twins.
I think they are identical twins. James says, I'm scared when a wrestler gets a pile driver. They don't really do those anymore, do they?
What is it?
A pile driver?
Yeah, they did them all night and last night. We watched it.
Okay, that was AEW.
Yeah, WWE doesn't do them very
I don't
often.
think we should fly to any conclusions. Oh my god, so funny. Russell McIntyre's like, sometimes
They're
they
both
draft
foreigners.
champions during the draft.
They're both foreigners and they both have accents. Those are a lot in common. They both are women. This is tag team champions.
She has a whole bunch of a la carte eyes all over her jacket.
They're winning tonight.
These guys?
Yeah, and then they're going to wrestle them again at the Extreme Rules and probably be new champions.
You think?
Yeah, they're Tamina and Natalya are dated. Super Brutality!
Oh my god.
We got a new name for their team.
Yeah, let's go with
It's
that.
the Randy Orton version of the women's division here.
Oh
Oh.
my god, how dumb.
It's Super Brutality and RK Bro.
Oh Jesus.
They're both going to
Oh,
headline
my
the pre-show
lord.
at Extreme Rules.
James did tell us about, and let's see, Sophie says sometimes they draft champions during the draft. Ravi says, a fella done well shouldn't have fallen like a sack of spuds, though.
I would like to see the Universal title go back to Raw and become red again.
Ayla's like, no, Vin, I have 2 emails. I needed to make a new one because I lost my phone a while ago. I needed a backup account. Now I have 2 accounts. Vindicator's like, Raw is finally trying hard to make Delitha tolerate Drew, the D&D combo. Yeah, it's not happening. Walter's like, I will stay just for 10 minutes for Raw, but Wednesday, AW, 8 p.m., I will be here. Okay, Walter.
Awesome.
Well, thanks for hanging with us for at least a little bit. Vindicator says, damn, that sucks. Sorry to hear about the phone, Ayla. I know the feeling. Ravi says, but off-stream, DRKO Travis. Sophie says, I'm guessing they are going to have Drew versus Priest at some point.
Maybe.
Haven't they been doing that a little bit? It was like 10 years. And Robbie's like, Nikki Ash all giddy. Walter's like, Adam Cole and Ruby Soho and Bryan Danielson are now AEW. Yes,
They
Walter,
are.
they are. Vindicator says Rhea is dressing like Jericho used to, and Nikki as well. Just Nikki. Jacob Hajin is in the chat. Hey, Jacob,
Jacob.
saying I hope Jericho
It's his
won.
birthday.
Jacob, yes, Jericho did win, actually. It was actually a really interesting match because Aubrey was the ref. She didn't see Jericho put his foot up during the count on the hold that MJF had him on. Another ref came down and told her, and so they restarted the match, and Jericho beat the poop out of MJF and put him in the balls of Jericho. Hold,
Right.
right? And made him tap out. So, yeah, Jericho won. Let's see. Ayla's like, 10 years, question mark? What do you mean 10 years, question mark? What's that supposed to mean?
It was 10 years in August.
Sophie says, I wonder, out of the new 3 signings, who will be first to do talk is Jericho. Robbie says, LL Natty needs to bounce quick. She's done in WWE. Vindicator says, still can't believe Cross went from sanity psycho girl to color-coded superhero. Probably one of the biggest character transformations in WWE history.
It's definitely a big one.
Walter says this Friday, Undertaker and Brock Lesnar will be there. That's the rumors.
Yeah, Brock should
Sophie
be there.
says Natty has been with the WWE forever. Robbie says
Since
out
day
of
one, Oos.
right. Robbie's like, out of 10, what you giving AEW pay-per-view? I'm going 8 out of 10.
An eight is very, very. That's a good number. 7.5, 8.
Yeah. Fan says, do you guys have pro wrestling parties on the farm, like bring the TV outside? Well, since we have the TV outside right now, and we have in the past.
And no, we don't, because we do everything on air, and people would want to hear it, and we can't allow.
Before we started our YouTube channel,
but yes,
we did have like WrestleMania parties and stuff like that. So.
Big pay-per-views, yeah.
We did have parties like that, but we haven't done that for a while. We did have somebody who would come over and kind of ruined it a little bit. But then we started doing YouTube live stuff, and so now we just don't do them
Yeah, we don't bring people over. And if people want to come over, they can, but they got to have a mic and a
earphones
headset.
to hear.
I told Danny he could come,
copyrighted.
and he said he might for the next one. So we'll see if Danny shows up for Extreme Rules. He won't be on camera, though. He'll be over there.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be on camera. He'll just have an opinion.
I'll put the earplug, because I can give him some nice headset.
Right?
He can just mind his own business.
Mind his own bees. Jacob says, I haven't been able to watch AEW since I work new hours or WWE 3 to 10. Aw. Yeah, well, you can always catch the replays of stuff and, like, get some updates. Vindicator says, I know deep down Miss Dalitha is slightly disappointed that Abaddon lost last night. Oh,
Yeah,
Vin.
it did. She
Like,
cried herself to sleep
she was
last
like
night.
the second person, like, kicked out. I was so upset. Robbie says, D, was it 10 years of bliss for you? No.
It's way better than Bliss.
It was like,
Pure
I asked him
ecstasy.
because that's how long Jordan and I have been together, February. Yeah, August. Yep. This last month would have been, will be 10, I guess you could say.
Heading to 11.
Vindicator says, Travis, can you look up Abaddon pictures and see how she is without the makeup? I'm too scared to look.
It terrifies me.
I don't want to look
The
her up at
thought-
all.
I'll do it. Fuck it.
I don't want it on my. I don't want it on my.
My search history.
Search history, gross. So if it's like whoever leaves the WWE, don't they usually be on Talk is Jericho before debuting with AEW like months or weeks later? Possibly. I don't know. I don't keep up with it quite that much, Sophie, to know. Well, there's like, congrats, Ayla, and fan of the business says, that's too bad that Danny doesn't want to be on camera. That's alright. He's a good guy. Sophie's like, would Dee still be with you if she found out that you were a wrestling fan? I found out he was a wrestling fan while we were together, and I didn't care.
It's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
Too hideous, but...
She's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
Right. Sophie says that, and Robbie says not Bliss, the wrestler Bliss, as in good, happy. Oh, yeah, so many moments of bliss happening. Splatter me. She didn't finish.
I'm still standing here.
As Jacob Jean says, it's Flair, boo! Alita's like, happy belated anniversary, guys. Thanks, Alita.
There's a crown.
Well, she's a queen, so I guess kind of. Is it a rhetorical?
I don't know.
Crown?
There is a...
A hypothetical crown?
Long live the queen! Long live the queen! Long live the queen. Everybody almost chanting.
So it's like, I wonder how long it will take for the debuts of Cole Soho and Bryan to wear off like CM Punk is starting to wear off. And Walter says, it's Flair, the WWE Raw champ. Boo! Vindicator says, so Abaddon looks a little bit like Becky Lynch with the hair, but I have to check it out later for a closer look. Rob is like, do you sound like nonstop Mardi Gras?
Nah,
Totally
she
is.
looks like a fluffier girl, more like Nikki Cross or somebody.
Maybe like
But not as
Shotzi
cute.
a little bit. Shotzi Blackheart's a little bit fluff.
Yeah.
And her face. Not like her body. Like her
Right.
face is kind of fluffy a little bit. Jacob says, so Travis, you should go to a midget wrestling show sometime.
I probably told you guys this before, but
It's not going to happen.
I
It's not going to happen.
will go to a midget show.
Will you?
It's terrifying. But
You're freaked out the whole time.
I was traumatized
As a child.
as a child. I had to go pay for the fuel one time inside the gas station. And I walked in, and you got to remember, I was like 8. I walked in, I always paid. I always looked over the counter at the guy, and they said thank you, and they were all nice to me and stuff. Well, I walked in one time, and it was a midget. And I was looking him straight in the eye. But it was a full-grown man.
It was an adult.
It was a human being.
Travis was a child.
And it just warped me. It scared the shit out of me. I ran.
Without pain.
I probably cried, to be honest, but I don't remember. But I probably did. It was a very traumatic incident in my life.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Oh, shit.
It's almost
Nobody
as funny
meaner
as
than Tamina.
your story about Ayla. And the first time that she met a black person.
Yeah.
That story cracks me up. It cracks me up every time.
She was just a child.
She was a little kid. She was just a child. It was so funny. That's too funny. So it was like after last night, people think Dynamite will hit 2 million viewers.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Let's see it. I want to see it hit 1.5.
Robbie's like, just enjoy AEW for what it is. Exactly, Robbie. That is the key right there, huh? Walter's okay, bye guys. See you Wednesday for AEW. Good night, Walter. Thanks for hanging with us. And Jacob says they are awesome. Rally's in the chat. Hey, Rally.
Hey, Rally.
Says, hi, Abaddon is scary. Jeez, Shotzi is cute and Piff. Love Shotzi and Nox both great. Sophie says, have you guys talked about doing this type of stream for NXT? I know you did it before when they went against AEW.
Oh, shit. Yeah, because they were on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
We like to have a couple days off during the week.
Yeah, and Joe does a really great job. So if you really want to watch a live stream watch along, go over to Joe DeBest Wrestling TV. He does Impact and he does NXT. And he does some other stuff too that we don't do. And he does a really good job, so.
Rhea just kicked Tamina right in the face.
Robbie's like, what is Tamina's finisher?
It's
Is her dad's finisher?
Yeah, it's the frog star, 5-star frog splash off the top, but that's not what they call it.
The Suka.
Superfly Snuka.
Is that it?
I don't know what they call it,
Oh.
but her dad was Superfly
Okay,
Snuka,
that's it.
and that's her name, Tamina Snuka.
Jacob says, I was just like, who are these people? And I almost got attacked by one. See? Terrifying, right? Trauma right there. And Rob is like, my gosh, I dread to think what Travis' reaction to seeing Gary Coleman was back in the day.
I never saw him in person, but yeah, I would have cried.
So
Although
he's
he looked like a kid. Come on, guys. Who was the other one? Emmanuel Stewart. They both look like kids. I think they just had kidney diseases, so they never developed.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this guy was a man, like a human man, and he was like 4'3" or something. I don't know how tall he was, but he was a human man, and his joints were all misplaced. And I'm bringing up some traumas here.
Trauma! Sophie's like, do you know Walter personally? It sounds like you know him personally. No, Walter's just been in our chat since like the beginning.
Since day one.
He's a veteran of Wrestling Gab. He's a veteran Gabster. And we're on commercial break. Surprise! Robbie's like, Joe is good, but is no Wrestling Gab. Well, thanks for your loyalty, Rob.
It's
but
different.
he's good. Sophie says, I wonder what the plan for both AEW and WWE when a holiday hits on one of the days that they are on. Usually they know, so they usually, depending on the holiday, but a lot of the times they record it and give their people a week off or something. Ayla says, nope, Sophie, but he's been in chat for 2 years. And Raleigh says the super kick and superfly splash, I think it is, Tamina's finishers.
Right.
Ravi says, mini-me Austin Powers. The mini-me and Austin Powers.
Javern Troyer.
He was like, he's got all kinds of issues.
He was all sorts of, like, he had like a weird dwarfism.
Yeah, he also is like,
An
has
alcoholic.
all kinds of, yeah, he's got all kinds of.
Remember he'd just get on that little Segway scooter thing of his and he'd just piss and shit?
Yeah, it was
Just driving around the house?
It was on that Real World or whatever.
Yeah, but it was called something else, but yeah.
And was it
Celebrity Rehab or some shit.
Was it that one? I thought
I
he was
don't
on
know.
it the same as Flavor Flav and
Yeah, that
Bridget.
weird. Yeah, that
was
weird.
it that one? Was it that?
Yeah, but it was weird show. I
episode?
don't remember what it was, but yeah.
Oh, I thought it was that.
They took a bunch of celebrities and they put them in a house. And they were old, washed-up celebrities, like Bridget Nelson.
Yeah. Sophie's like, first subscriber, Walter
Flavor
doesn't stay that long
Flav.
for her streams. Sophie, it's fine. We're just glad that Walter could come in and make it. And
Walter will
talk
be
about
here
wrestling for a
until
little
7. He goes to sleep. He has a curfew. He likes to play tennis.
He has
and
things
work.
he does. As Ayla says, he's got a life. So Jacob says, do you think we will get any call-ups soon? I don't know.
Well, I mean, what, are you talking about, like, Johnny Wrestling or Tommaso Ciampa or
Are you talking about those kind
those
of call-ups
kind of guys?
from, like, NXT?
No. They're not coming up. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. There's some guys that possibly could come up. I'd like to see some of the women come up,
Right.
but I don't know.
Me neither.
Who else is still there that's with those guys? Ciampa and Johnny Wrestling.
Oh, the one that's with Johnny Wrestling. But he was in WWE up and then he went back down, wasn't he?
Austin Theory.
Yeah.
He doesn't count. I think Austin Theory could actually make it on the main roster.
Right.
I don't think Johnny Wrestling could.
I guess LA Knight.
LA Knight could show up and make a huge impact.
Um,
But he still wants to wrestle, so leave him there for a little while. But when he comes up to the main roster, he just needs to be a manager. Like an MVP type. He could still wrestle, but he'd be a better mouthpiece. Put him with freaking Brock. Change the whole game. Is that little kid?
yeah. That's their youngest.
Oh my gosh, that's so creepy.
I know. Like he's already.
Dad took the most amazing just did that with it.
Mm-hmm. See, Ayla's like, he works early in the morning, so he has to go to bed, right? So it's like, I know on both New Year's Eve and day, the WWE has a pay-per-view on New Year's Day. On New Year's Eve, there is no news if they are going to tape or do it live.
I would assume it'll probably be taped.
Bobby says, Joe sounds like he's drank a gallon of Red Bull before he does his streams. He has a lot of energy.
He might. He wakes up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to do that.
Sanjay is in the chat saying,
Hey,
in
Sanjay.
fact, did you miss me? Totally.
Always.
Always
I
miss,
miss everybody.
Ayla's like, Walter's my homie. I love Walter. I got his back. Sophie's like,
All right, here
Choppa is
comes
happy
Natalia.
with the changes coming to NXT. Sophie's like, Cameron Grimes, maybe?
I could see Cameron Grimes coming up. But what do you expect? Do we have realistic expectations in this? Or are we looking for like Ciampa to come up and beat Roman Reigns in 30 seconds and be the new champ? That shit's not happening.
Right.
He's not coming up and beating Bobby Lashley. So what's your expectation of these guys coming up? If your expectation is they come up and have a hell of a run with Ricochet, then yeah, I could see that. Alberto Carrillo. WWE has these like top guys, and then everybody else just sucks. Like that's the one thing I don't like about it. Or AEW, you got a whole bunch of shit going on.
Right. So
WWE.
you have these really top guys, and you have like these guys that are good, and you're like, oh yeah, I want to see those matches. And then you have like those little jobber weirdo guys that you kind of like, do we have to see this guy?
Right.
But it's not like it's like.
But the matches last long.
Such a huge difference.
Right.
Like there's not just this big gap.
1, 2. Oh, Tamina, did she just hit Natalya?
Kind of. I think she kind of.
She hit her in the baby maker. Right in the ovary. Right. Oh shit! Natalya get physical.
I can imagine Travis wearing the Run DMC Adidas tracksuit and the Flava Flav chain.
Oh, I would do it in a heartbeat.
So it was like I heard there was "We Want Tessa, No We Don't" chants last night during the Battle Royales.
That would be funny.
And so he says they did live episodes of Raw and SmackDown during holidays before. Yeah, but a lot of the time they
got in trouble. Yes, they did, and then it just didn't work out. The talent didn't like it. 2 and 3 after the Riptide.
Ouch.
Pin Natalya too.
Natalya got it. Ouch. Sanjay says, did Raw Women's Championship match happen yet? No.
It just did.
This is it?
The Women's Championship match, yes. This wasn't a championship match, though.
This is the tag titles. This
what are they
the
saying?
Women's Championship
match.
I
thought you said tag team.
Did Raw Women's Championship match happen yet?
No.
No tag titles in there. Oh. Has not happened. Ravi says that was a proper kick. Rhea went stumbling into the steps. Jeez. Jacob says, what did you think of the new signing of WWE Gable Stevenson? He is an Olympic athlete.
Aguaholics. You know Aguaholic? Because the Aguaholic.
Oh, where you like water?
Yeah.
Yes. I am one of those.
Oh, look at Karrion Kross as his guest. Hey, look how impressed he is.
Karrion Kross just...
This is Moist TV.
Quite the splash. The movie Doom around in a glass case. Oh. He looked so angry, and then he's all like, blah, 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 all normal. It's like, what? No. Fascinating.
Like, nobody expected that just now.
I know, right?
What do you plan on doing next?
I'm going to beat the living fuck out of you. Oh, thank you.
I'm going to make you suffer.
Okay. Oh, God, dude.
Jesus Christ.
What the
You get
fuck?
moistened up with a dripstick.
They're like, all right, so Miz is going to be gone. We need to bring some stupid to it. John, can you step up to the plate? Sure. I don't know how far I got that back there.
It was just right there. About where the one girl is.
Oh, yeah, it's way over there. Oh, I threw it pretty far.
You got a cannon. We're looking at our green screen.
Sorry. There's some weird chickens roaming around back there.
Dinosaurs, T-Rexes.
Who's going to get answers? Ooh, he's going to teach him to follow
He's going to go after Johnny Drip Drip tonight. After beating Ricochet, Alberto Carrillo. And that's happening right now.
Right now. He's coming out right now. There it is.
Hopefully he brought his raincoat because it's going to get wet in here.
Right? Totally.
Oh, Jesus.
Jacob says, what did you think of the new signing of WWE Gable Stevenson? He is an Olympic athlete.
Yeah. No, let's see what happens. I hate that we know. Like, you know, like when Kurt Angle showed up, it was like exciting, you know, like.
Because you're like, oh my God.
But we know everything before it happens on TV, so we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully he can get On the main roster, ASAP, but he's never been in a ring before. He might want to go back to college for the next year, so we might not even get him in the Performance Center for a year.
Mm-hmm.
If he decides to go back to college,
yeah, we might
gonna
not
be a
see him
year
for
out.
a while. Robbie says, work that hard to come and wrestle and job to Ricochet. That's some dream to live. And Jacob says, Travis Cross versus the Viking Raiders. Sanjay says, Shayna is going to cost Nia Jax. Then Nia turns on her. That is my prediction for tonight. Robbie says,
Okay.
he was looking double hard with bald head. And Sophie says, Vince Russo said he was doing something with the WWE. Vindicator says, well, at least they are trying to build up Cross, so I appreciate that. Ayla says, buy those T-Rex chicken arms. Have you seen the videos about those?
yes. I showed her.
Alita says, he cracked a smile. Robbie's like, Humberto, just a punch bag now, jobber. And Robbie says, Ayla, buy one for your yard. A chicken or a T-Rex?
Or both.
Or a T-Rex chicken. Jacob says, Travis, is that really a green screen? It looks nice. No, it's actually our backyard.
See it?
For real, it's our backyard.
See the wrinkles right here?
It's really
It's
our
really
backyard.
a yard.
It's real. It's not fake. I think they found it. Oh, yep, they did. Look at her. Yeah. She's like, it's mine, bitches.
I threw mine back there, too.
She's like, no, you can't have it. She's like, bitch, I'll take it. It's like, where'd it go? Haha, I got it.
Chickens are entertaining, if anything else.
I stole it and I ran around in a circle. That's funny.
She's the alpha hen anyways, that red one.
Yeah.
But
She doesn't seem to care too much that black one's got it, though.
no. The black one's bigger. I think she realizes that she's the bigger bird.
I don't know. That red one got pretty close to her size.
The lowest on the totem pole is the biggest by far, by the way.
Yeah, and she's hanging out in the coop with all of her unborn babies that'll never get born.
That are not fertilized.
Ayla's like, what, Ravi? I don't have any chickens. It's a thing for chickens that makes them look like a T-Rex. Ravi says Travis would suit a bald head.
I've been bald before. If I
Ayla's
could
like,
find my mugshot, I'd show you guys. I should have had Obi get it for me.
Right.
I just didn't want him to see that I was a criminal when I was a kid.
Ayla's like, Travis, run around the yard so they believe you. Alita's like, y'all keep calling them jobbers. At least they have one. That and at least they're out there on the TV, right, Alita? They got TV time if they're out there having matches with those guys. Robbie says, do you train hard to convince people they didn't rent a green screen? And here's like, chickens are more entertaining than McIntyre and New Day matches for Dalitha. And Sanjay says, rumors say that Disney might buy WWE. That's been a rumor for quite a while.
Would they put it on their network? On the Disney network?
The little chicken. Little red chicken. Got it.
I would love to see it on ABC, but they would be competing against themselves for Monday Night Football, because I'm pretty sure Monday Night Football is on ESPN, and they own that too.
Yeah.
So they would be competing against themselves no matter what. If they bought Raw, they would be competing against themselves.
Uh-huh. Yes, they would.
Unless they moved Raw to like Tuesdays. Old Monday Night Raw that's only been there for, 35 years or whatever it is. They're going to move it because of NFL football. That's just funny. They literally would be competing against themselves. I never thought about that.
See, Jacob says Travis can catch a chicken. He can catch a chicken. Sophie says people are comparing Bryan, Adam Cole, and CM Punk to when Nash, Hogan, and Hall went to WCW. Jacob says Travis versus a chicken. Robbie says, LOL, Lita, don't feel sorry for them. They are getting paid big money for doing Jack. And Alita says, animals are entertaining. They are.
All right,
says,
carrying cross,
isn't
Johnny Drip Drip.
Gabe Stevenson brother also signed with the
Yes.
WWE?
They both signed. He actually signed the day before Gable. Maybe they'll be a world tag team.
Yeah.
One of the best tag teams in the
They'll
world.
be a tag team. Because you know how
Like
much
the
Vince
Usos.
likes those. He really likes them a lot. I wonder if they found your other apple core yet.
Apple Core, who's your friend?
Apple core.
Johnny Dripster.
Baltimore. Who's your friend? Smack. I think they gave up. Oh no, they're still trying to eat it. Holy crap, they've almost got that completely gone.
I've given them a full apple before, and they ate it in like 20 minutes. The whole thing.
Insane.
All right, he's got the dripstick.
Chickens.
Uh-oh.
Right.
He's got it loaded. He just sprayed the
Oh
camera
my gosh,
with
he's
it.
gonna spray him with it?
Oh, right in the face!
Ew, gross.
Looking like Jenna Jameson out there.
Ew.
He's got hit with the dripstick in the face.
Vindicator's like, Travis, do you ever watch any animal or nature shows on Discovery or National Geographic?
I used to. I used to
love stories about lions, bears, and eagles.
I used to love that stuff. Oh, shit! He just tried to kill him.
I guess he didn't like having a drip in his face.
Look at this.
Oh, God. It's terrible. So it's like people making fun of Cross ever since he got called up from NXT because he was perfect there.
Because he wears the little drummer boy outfit.
It's because he's missing his better half. Robbie says Cross wins this match, and Robbie's like, D, what the heck are you talking about? The chicken's eating an apple core?
Mm-hmm.
Sophie says, wow, the guy that replaced Adam Verk has passed 7 weeks.
Yeah, he's on fire.
Robbie's like, the camera got sprayed.
It's over. Carry Cross.
He didn't even tap. He just
passed out. He
passed
just
out.
went out.
Nice. Well, there you go. Carrying Cross is a big fat wiener.
He just drowned in his own drip juice.
Ew, gross. So nasty. So nasty.
Is that coming up next?
This just says tonight. Raw Women's Championship. It doesn't say it's next. It just says it's on tonight. But it could be next because they are advertising it.
They pushing her or something? They got a little video package. That was Penelope Ford, I think.
But they're like, oh, my hole. Was she in WWE too?
Her and another girl that were just there for like
2 seconds?
yeah, just those like they got beat.
Oh.
Scarlett Bordeaux. She's one of them.
Sophie says this match is a fresh match. I don't know if they fought each other when they both were in Impact.
It looks like she's got boobies. I'm pretty sure she doesn't.
Nia? Are you talking about Nia's boobs?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't she have boobs?
Well, they never were there before. Nobody's physically overpowered her like I did.
I'm totally physically overpowering of people. It's amazing. Robbie's like, Mr. Moisture lights turned off. Ugh, right? Nasty.
There it is. There's your prediction. Nia walking out
She's going to walk out with it.
with the Raw Women's Championship.
She's
and that's
gonna get
happening
you.
now. Charlotte
so
coming out
if
first.
Disney does buy the WWE, how will that affect their TV deals?
Well, it's going to change a lot of things. First of all, they'll be competing against themselves for Monday Night Football. So what would they do there?
Sanjay's like, what the fuck happening with Bray Wyatt? Twitter still says he has the WWE name. He can still use that name.
He can do whatever he wants.
He can, depending on if he has 90 days of no compete, he can use that name.
He's
for
still
those
getting
90
paid,
days.
by the way. When they get cut, they have 90 days. They still get paid. That's why Drake Maverick kept getting called back on TV. Vince is like, I still own you. So he just kept calling him back. So anybody that's under that 90 days, he can use.
Yep. Robbie says Nia blood clot Jax Y and Y, and Robbie's also said D enjoying Nia's mic skills. Vindicator's like, okay guys, break time, back in 40 minutes. And Sophie says Gabe's brother signed with the WWE a few months before his brother did. And Sophie says, Travis, you get your wish. It looks like the tag team thing will be the main event of the show. Roy's like Vindicator going for a cup of tea.
I love that they started the show with it and ending the show with it. Those tag team things will go quick.
Yes.
Annie Lorcan and Danny Burch. I did not know they were champions. So Io Shirai is a tag team champion, huh?
So
I'd like to see her just get called up. She'd definitely be one I'd like to see on the main roster.
Io Shirai?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just feel like they could do a lot with their women's division if they used all the women.
True.
AEW has like a shit ton of women, and they don't use them that often, but they use them. Mm-hmm. Like I said, just start a day with women. Like have a women's day, like Thursday.
Right.
And if people want to watch it, they'll watch it. If they don't, they'll still be on TV. You can still get an idea of what's happening, and then put their main events on the main roster shows.
Right.
But have one champion, one mid-card champion, one television type champion. So you could have 2 mid-card champions, a main champion, and some tag team champions. With all the women they have in all 3 brands. Be perfect.
It would be. I don't know why they don't, but I mean, maybe that's something they don't want to push, I guess. Alita's like, yes, Finn, Char is on. And Robbie says Zach Gowen should come back. He would win the title. And Sanjay says, I hope that Nia and Charlotte get into a real fight again. And Sophie says Pat McAfee is negative for COVID. He could appear on SmackDown.
He's going to be on SmackDown. They told us last week.
Yeah, that he was going to be coming back. Sprinkles!
Tag team back again.
Sanjay says Women's Day
begin.
like Evolution.
But just every week.
But it would be their show. Like, what's one? NWA? Isn't that just
NWA.
a women's thing? Oh, no? Okay. But just, so like...
That was Glow or something.
Oh, okay. So AEW has a women's show. It's just called Heels. They do only put it on their YouTube channel. But we're talking something like that. That it's just the women of all of WWE. Whether it's through NXT, Raw, SmackDown, all of them. And they all compete on their own show on a certain day. Whether it's a 2-hour show like SmackDown, which would be fine. And then they have one set of tag titles, one women's championship. And in order for those championships or big matches that maybe aren't championship matches, like the first contender and the second contender going up against each other to who's going to go against the champion to try to win the belt or whatnot, you know, they could put on the main shows is what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So that you're not having, so you're still filling time with the women, but the women actually have something that is theirs and theirs alone. Whereas right now, they want to be equal, but in all reality, all it does is make them look petty. And they don't have enough talent. They're starting to get a little more, and they're starting to kind of bring that up, which isn't that bad. But, you know, I mean, after how long can you watch the same girls come out over and over and over and over and over again? And you're like, God, I'm so sick and tired of seeing these people. I don't want to see them anymore. Why aren't they using all these other girls on their roster? So, it's the same thing kind of with the guys. Like, sometimes you get tired of seeing the same ones over and over again.
What's today's date?
Today's the 6th of September.
Tomorrow's opening day, and it's a Tuesday?
I guess. I have no idea.
Huh. Oh, thought it was always Thursday.
Sophie says, I could see MSK get the call up to build the tag division. And Robbie says, Nia going to break some bones trust. Sanjay says Becky is going to beat the living hell out of that braided head weirdo. And Alita says, the botch between Shara and Nia was scripted, but went further than they expected and was told to keep filming by Vince. And Robbie says, D, email Triple H, I'm sure he'd make it happen. Probably not the person you'd want to talk to about it. Triple H has nothing.
He could sell it to Vince, maybe.
Maybe.
Stephanie'd be the one you would want to talk to about it.
Right. But if she hasn't pulled that off yet or anything, then it's not happening.
I don't know if Stephanie cares about the women's division.
That's the thing, right? That was her big thing. She cared about him so much, but I don't think she fucking does. I think that's just all talk out of her ass. Alita says Thursday is opening day. And Sophie
Maybe
says,
it's the 9th, and I keep seeing it. I think I'm 7.
Maybe.
I'm thinking 7. It's not like an Indian. I think I'm.
I think I'm.
I think I'm 7.
I think I'm 7.
I am Native American.
So he says NXT stars have 30-day non-compete clause in their contracts. I don't know if the people who go back down to NXT have the same type of clause. They usually rewrite a contract most of the time when they go down or over or whatever. And sometimes they still have those NXT contracts when they come up to the main roster.
Charlotte looking piff.
There was one of these guys that left that did have that, and he was wrestling in
Aleister
Impact
Black.
or AEW right away or whatever.
Aleister Black.
Yeah,
Still under his original contract, so he only had to wait 30 days.
Yeah, he had his original NXT contract still, even though he was up in the main. So, there you go.
All right, guys. You know, last week I would have said Nia had no chance.
But now
and she pinned her, and now I know Nia has no chance because she can't pin her 2 weeks in a row.
Right. Rob is like, where are the Mac kids? I don't know. Where are the Mac kids?
Old Mac kids, huh?
I don't know who those
are. Those like Garbage Pail kids? I don't know what a Mac kid is.
That's sad.
I don't know who they are.
Bet Nia Jax is gonna she's not gonna get a pin.
She just got booed.
Of course she did. She's a bad guy.
So was Charlotte. Jeering, cheers. A lot louder cheers than Nia got.
Right? Sophie says
Wow.
AEW on TNT or TBS, that will be the NBC version of that network, like the WWE sometimes puts shows on NBC. Do you see AEW doing something like that?
Doing a second show? Is that what you're talking about?
I guess. AEW
They
on
have a
TNT
second
or
show.
TBS, what will be the NBC version of that network? Like the WWE sometimes puts shows on NBC. Do you see AEW doing something
Right.
like
They
that?
don't have that. Their big channel is TNT and TBS. Those are their big channels. They own some other ones like Outdoor and whatever shows the freaking NCAA tournament are on, but they don't own one of the big networks. So Shayna's like against it.
Shayna is like starting the shit, huh?
Yeah.
Sophie's like, how long do you see Rampage be 1 hour until TNT decides to make it 2?
I don't think they can get away with it unless they change the time slot, guys.
Yeah.
2 hours. Can you imagine having wrestling on from freaking 10 to midnight?
Ugh.
It just seems hard pill to swallow. I know a lot of you guys aren't on the East Coast, but anybody that's on the East Coast, I don't think they could love that.
Well, I mean, and
You're
people
competing
in other
against
countries and stuff like that, you
the
know.
weather. What is that stuff called? The news. You're competing against the news before people would go to bed normally.
You're not just competing.
You're competing against
that.
bars. You're competing against clubs. You're competing against raves. You're competing against
You're competing
bands.
against Friday nights, people.
Yeah.
And during football season.
Yeah. Call high school football.
High school football.
Now it's not Texas. Don't get me wrong, but still, you are. Actually, you are because Texas is going to have it. It's going to be earlier when the games are actually on.
Yeah. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just. It seems like a really hard time, and Texas loves their college football, or high school football. Sorry. Good. Walk out. She's trying to get booed.
Sophie's like, the last few weeks, SmackDown has been in the 2 million mark. Oh.
Just the disrespect
Rob is like,
from
Travis
Shayna
would
Baszler.
not kick Charlotte out of bed even if she spilled her Ritz cracker crumbs in bed.
You know, that'd be tough. That would be a close one.
Alita's like, I would fall asleep easily, right?
Yeah.
Like you would, right?
It wouldn't even matter. It could be freaking Andre the Giant's big return. They're burying or digging up his body or whatever, and you'd be like, "Oh my God, I can't wait to."
Look, it's zombies.
So let me tell you, this is this is a true event from my childhood that warped me. Saturday night main event used to come on all the time when I was a kid, and we had cousins that would come down, and we'd always watch it together. They'd come up from like Utah and stuff, and like it was like a big deal. My grandpa was still alive. Anyways, one night it was going to be on, and I got in front of the TV. My grandpa had already went to bed, so I was out in the front room by myself. None of the cousins came down or anything, and I was just ready to watch it. I fell asleep, and I woke up, and it was over. So I didn't watch 1 second of it. And there was no there was no internet back in those days.
There's a cat.
In our yard, or?
No, in Lolo's yard. It's right by the house.
On this side?
Yes, on this side.
That brown spot?
That brown spot with white on it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see
that's
it.
a cat.
I thought it was a center block. All right. Nia Jax. But anyways, yeah, I fell asleep, missed the whole thing. They had no replays. There was no way to ever watch it again. That was a power bomb.
She gonna get her?
Very botchy power bomb.
Woo! Charlotte was gonna leave, but Shayna got in her face, and then Nia grabbed her by the hair and pulled her back into the match. So, AOD is in the chat saying AEW all out raised the bar for pay-per-views. WWE needs to step their game up. And Sophie says NXT.
AEW, hold on a second. AEW has never had a bad pay-per-view. I wouldn't even consider this one of their better ones. It was good, but it wasn't as good as some of their past ones. AEW is always good at pay-per-views, and WWE has not yet raised their bar.
Watch the thing. I'm watching to make sure that cat doesn't decide that they should eat our chicken.
Our chickens would eat the cat, I'm pretty
I'd
sure.
hope so, but you never know. It could catch one off guard. We're just making sure.
As long as they're all bunched together.
They're not really. They're kind of like separated a little
Was it
bit.
Ron's cat?
I don't know which cat it is. It might be. It might be their cat.
We'll let Naxos out.
Well,
that's what it needs, is scared like that,
Right.
and then it won't come back.
Sophie says NXT was Triple H's baby, and he was showing what he would have done if he have never took over the WWE.
Right.
But the problem with
And
him
we did
is,
get a sneak peek at what he would do. And did you like it? Did you like how he ran NXT? Because that's the true question. Because only 600,000 people were watching every week.
True. I mean, really, yeah. There's not very many people.
In the main roster, people were watching, 2 million people were watching. So, did you like it? Were you one of the 600,000, 700,000 on good nights that were watching NXT?
Right. Alita's like, no replay. Yeah, no replay. No reruns. No
was
internet
nothing.
to tell you what happened.
Yeah.
Sophie says Adam Cole somehow got his 30-day non-compete clause waived when he had a handshake deal with Triple H to stay until the night after SummerSlam. That was how he contracted it. That was what he did on purpose. Ravi says the internet, right? The internet.
The old
Alita
interweb.
says, did you mention a cow? No, it's a cat.
Cat.
Ravi says NXT pay-per-view lacking. Sanjay says what's happening? Commercial. Really, it's just Charlotte and Nia having a fight in the ring. They're bunched together. That cat's right there.
We'll let Naxos out. We're going to let the dog out because there's a cat that's trying to get our chicken. Go on, go get Mama. No. You can't be up here, big guy. You're too big of a guy. You're too big of a guy. He'll see it now. It's over here in the middle of the yard. Cat's like, I'm gone. Oh, I dropped my mic. All right, we're back. Charlotte. Nia. Looks like Charlotte taking it right to Nia.
Chicken.
Oh, there's the chick.
Chicken. Bring back in. Don't want to make your little thing. My chicken.
My cousin's son carried that chicken around all day one day.
Chicken. You don't have a name.
Look at that backflip, the moose off the top.
Hi, girl.
Charlotte taking out Nia. Shayna getting involved. How's the referee not ringing the bell? All right, in the replay right there, they're showing Charlotte's form. Oh, Nia almost had her in a big power bomb.
Power bomb!
Do you want to plug the lights in?
Sure.
It's the orange one.
I know.
Not the big orange one.
I know. There's an egg over here again.
It's not in there either.
Hi.
You don't need to get it right now.
What?
I said you don't need to get that now.
I'm just saying that there's...
Why does Shayna keep getting up there? Charlotte going up top. Big bulldog. Oh, that was natural selection. 1, 2, and 3. Charlotte wins. Shayna Baszler costs Nia, I think.
You guys go to bed.
Is there a door open?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's the next stuff go?
He probably went after the... There's right. He's right there. He's a big, handsome guy.
Boo!
He's like, I want a piece of licorice. I seen that you had a piece of licorice. I like licorice.
He's in my way. I can't sit down if you're in my way. Go that way.
There she is.
Wiggle boy.
I thought this is the direction they were going anyways.
What?
The blister.
Oh, Bliss coming after her. Hi. It's my face.
He wants a piece. No, look how handsome he is. He's like, ugh.
I know. What the hell is this garbage? Robbie's like NXT pay-per-views are lacking. Sophie says, I could see Rampage go to 2 hours if TNT either decides to change the day or time.
Lily's got a lot of pinch-up energy. She's going to bring the playground to her.
That's terrifying.
Charlotte does not look too impressed. Uh-oh. Flickering lights. You know what that means.
Is she in there? Is she getting her?
She's going to be on the turnbuckle.
Is she going to be a big giant Lily doll?
She's right next to her. Bliss is terrifying. Charlotte just had a hell of a match, too.
Well, at least she kept her championship. Did Shayna make sure that Nia lost?
Yeah, she was on the ring apron, and then she got hit with natural selection off the top rope. What do you want, Alex? She wants that gold.
She wants a belt.
I want to see Bliss have the gold again. I don't know if I like this character, but I would love to see her have the title again. Give it to her. Extreme Rules in a Barbie doll match.
What?
I don't know. I can't think of anything clever.
Why a Barbie doll match?
Because they both look like Barbie dolls. Well, Charlotte used to look a lot more like a Barbie doll until she got her boobs lopped off. But it was for her health, and I condone that.
Ooh, it's not her playground, it's mine.
Do it in a steel cage. Ooh, or where there's a fire all the way around the outside, like Kane used to. An Inferno match.
Inferno. Robbie says, it was okay, but Triple H could have gone more hard for your NXT question.
Yes.
Right. Sophie says, I could see Rampage go to 2 hours if TNT either decides to change the day or time.
Yes, change it to like Thursdays.
Robbie says, do you guys get many eggs?
Or Tuesday. Tuesday would be the night to do it.
When the weather's just right, yes.
Yeah, they lay pretty much constantly.
They'll lay one every day. So we have 4 chickens. And they'll lay one every day. It depends on the weather. If the weather's too cold, they won't. If the weather's too hot, they won't.
So there is going to be a 24/7 title match in the ring tonight. At least that's what was advertised.
He's probably over there eating that grease.
Mm-hmm. Tomorrow's day 14. This is his last season.
Shh.
Well,
Don't jinx that.
That doesn't work. Magical thinking.
I'm kidding. My God. I have a freak out about it.
But he's been like about 12 to 14 or 15 days in the past, so it's kind of... That's tomorrow. It's 13 days now.
Right. So it says the WWE did bring back Saturday night's main event, but they only did it a couple of times in the early 2000s.
Yeah. I wish they'd bring it back and keep it. That shit was fantastic.
Alita says, I don't...
Oh, it's kids. I thought it was a cat. Naxos! Here.
Come here, Bubby. Come on. If you're going to pull that junk, then you're going to
You'll
have
have
to go
to
back
go in the
inside.
house, baby. You're too handsome of a guy. Come on.
No, you got to go around, buddy. Go the other way. There you go. Good job. See? There you go.
You're my handsome guy. Is it because you're so handsome? I think you're a handsome guy. I think you're a handsome guy. No, he's so handsome. He's handsome.
I need to watch the other ones.
Have you not seen him yet?
I haven't watched the last one.
Season 2?
Or 2 or something. I can't remember which one.
You didn't watch the denouement? The end? This is the end. The end, my friend. The end. This is way cool, huh?
Yeah, it's way nicer. Need to find another one so that you can have it in both, but it's fine that it's just in one ear. Sucks that it's on my left, though.
I can switch it right now to yours so it's in both.
That's fine.
I just had Brandon in
These
the
are
double.
these are close enough to being the same on each side that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. That's just the plug. That's a mono plug, and these
Right,
are stereos.
that's what I'm talking about. The only thing we need to do is get more of those stereo
Stereos.
plugs. And since those stereo plugs worked, which I'm glad they did, is good. Alita says, I don't know what family it is here, but they own anonymous amounts of land, and they have black Angus cows plus a few longhorns. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Sophie says, with Vince and Bruce taking over NXT, I wonder how that will affect future takeovers. Sanjay says, I told you, mwahahaha. And Sophie says, Raw is almost over, and I like when you guys are in your old room, no distractions like you are having tonight. Sophie says, it looks like they are finally going to break up Shayna and Nia.
Yes.
And that's what Sanjay was telling I told you, and the evil laughter. Sophie says they didn't drop the Alexa-Charlotte feud and storyline after all. Alita says, gosh, he looks like my ex for real, old Reggie out there. And Sophie says Triple H and Vince always had this weird dynamic, and it is worse with Triple H marrying his daughter. And Alita says season 2 was good. Of the Center, yeah, it was pretty good. I'm pretty sure I watched season 2. I just don't think I watched 3, and I don't know if this is 4
I
or
thought
5.
this was just 3.
No, they've had one out every year. Fargo is really good too, and I didn't watch the last one of that one either. Somebody says the last time Charlotte and Bliss had a feud, it wasn't that great of a match. And Chris says, well, back to the same old missionary WWE. What, Chris? Nuh-uh, that's ridiculous. Why is he being weird?
Because I stopped touching him.
No. Don't stop touching him. He has a meltdown about it.
Well, he's so handsome. Look at him.
Such a weird.
He can't help it.
He is the way he is.
He was born this way. That one girl wrote a whole song about him.
What's her name?
I can't think of it.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Sophie says, if Rampage moves to Tuesday, what will NXT do now since they couldn't compete against Dynamite?
They'll be fine against Rampage for a while, I bet.
And Robbie says the Mac kids are Vince's kids. Oh! Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh, Matt kids. That makes sense. Not Garbage Pail kids. I like both of them. Here it is. This is the 24/7 championship. I-95 South.
Sanjay says, I have to go to bed because it's a school night, but I'll be back. All right, Sanjay. Thank you for hanging out with us.
We'll see you on
Have a
Wednesday.
good day at school. Get some good sleep.
From the Orient. They sure treat the Japanese wrestlers in WWE different than they do in AEW. AEW, they just kind of let them kind of
Do their thing.
do what they did. And here they're like, you have to wrestle like everybody else.
Right?
We're going to make you a ninja. Like, I mean, are you serious?
I just want to see Reggie get in a fight.
Right, well, everybody wants to see that, to see if he can even pull it off.
It's like the reverse button doesn't work.
He doesn't have a reverse. It's because he's got a big old butt. He's like, should I just get up there and lay down?
He's like, what kind of things can I break over here?
All right. Is that enough? 2 and 3. Reginald with the dub. So Reginald is showing that he's better than anybody else in the 24/7 division.
I guess. Robbie's
our
like,
truth.
be a Lady Gaga fan. Well, what do you know? I don't know about that. I did like her in
Poker Face?
no, the show on TV that I watched,
Oh, she's
American
on
Horror Story. I liked her in that. The
she was
hotel
in that?
one. She was like the main character.
Oh, wow.
I liked that show. I liked her in that as for acting, I guess. She did really good. The whole roster's out there. Oh, look. Old Hardy is down there in the 24/7 crap now.
Jeff Hardy?
Yeah, that was him.
He was chasing the 24/7 belt, guys.
They're like, all right, we need you to go out there because we don't have enough
Look behind
people.
Drake Maverick on the main roster. There's your call up.
What the fuck? Drake Maverick? Oh,
There's
God.
your call up, guys.
R-Truth. What you doing here, dog? This is my show. Good seeing you, but your timing is bad. Oh,
Drake
that's
Maverick.
right. His wife had won it or something? No, that was
No.
a different guy. His wife was pregnant.
She was the beauty. Remember? He had the beautiful wife. That was always
Canellis.
there. Yeah.
It was them.
Yeah, when she was
She
pregnant.
lied and didn't say, and then they got let go because of it, basically. Ah. Oh. Ugh. I think she was not happy about it. Sophie's like, I know someone whose house is also like a farm with all different types of animals. Nice. Alita says, posting a picture. Insta. Ooh, posting a picture. Chris says, can't wait to see Minoru Suzuki versus Mox. He could tear through the entire AEW roster if he wanted to, but he is a bit old. And Chris
We'll see
says,
that on
Cross
Wednesday.
will win the 24/7. Oh, yeah. And Mitzi's like, Maverick is back? Either that or he's just showing his face.
He just say Cross is going to win the 24/7.
Yes, he did.
No, that's not happening. God, hopefully never.
Oh, so sweet.
Excuse me, dude, drop.
Alita's like, sent, and Chris says, Eva Marie time. Something like that, right? Oh. It says the post is unavailable, Alita.
Dewdrop versus Eva Marie in a steel cage.
Unable to see it.
Naxos, you stay up here, buddy.
Nope. Next.
Let you go eat cats.
Where you going, buddy? Ooh, karma. Sophie's.
She has a very soothing voice. She should read books,
Except that part.
except for that. Evolution. The Eve delusion. She definitely sounds Scottish. I need to put her with Cross.
So, somebody says this Raw doesn't seem to be rewritten like it was last week.
Here it is, guys. The tag team stuff. Turmoil.
Tag team stuff is happening.
What time is it?
8:24.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I thought it was. I was like, I wonder if it's 8 yet. So we're way on our way. Mm-hmm. Everything looks good, guys.
The wind changed a little bit. Pew. Pew, 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 pew.
Smells like a trailer park.
Like shit.
Accepting tanks.
It's because of that poop thing.
It's funny, at night our wind blows this way, and the day it blows that way. I don't remember that ever in my life.
Yeah. Vindicator says Travis really wants to see Eva versus Drew drop in a bra and panties paddle on a pole match.
Jesus Christ. Please no. Well, maybe. I'd sacrifice, I think, for that.
Robbie says beef stew and dumpling in a match.
Beef stew and dumpling.
Yes. Drop his dumpling to Robbie.
Right.
That's his little dumpling out there. Vindicator's like, putting cross with the drop is such a nationalist thing to do.
Vince puts all the Japanese people together. He's like, fuck it. Oh, look, it's a perfect tag team. Asuka's like,
look, they look
why?
the same. Put them together. That's perfect. Sophie's like, and they brought back the R-Truth Maverick feud from a year or two ago.
Yeah,
kind of.
It's funny because Drake Maverick's like, hey, I'm called up to the main roster again. This is where I got fired. Like, what's the fucking point?
Why am I here?
And now he's in the 24/7 chase. He's got to be like,
hey, like, what you doing here, dog?
AEW, is there any way I could get a job with you when I get released?
Do you guys have room for one more tiny little man? I know that you hired the other tiny little men.
You got Darby, Marco
men?
Stunt, Jungle Boy, what's his, Orange Cassidy, Drake Maverick now.
Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, but he's a little thicker, but yeah.
But he's still a tiny little man.
Adam Cole.
Mm-hmm. Tiny little men. Sophie says the 24/7 championship is now being treated like the hardcore championship was when that championship was around.
It's the same title, guys. It can be defended at any time, any place.
Robbie says, nah, we are NXT, more like we are frauds. Frauds. A lot of ranch to eat with that pizza and stuff. It's
just a side.
Find the girl. Kill the blind man.
Good luck killing the blind man.
I can't tell if it's supposed to be a scary movie or if it's just supposed to be like an action-y movie, like Man on Fire type of movie.
They're attacking him.
But there's two of them, so there was one before this?
Yeah, he might have been a crazy in that one, and now he's the good guy in this one. I don't know. I haven't seen the first one. Have you guys seen Don't Breathe 1?
Chris
I've never heard of
Eva
it.
Marie should become 24/7 champ. Yeah, why don't they have a woman going after it? Don't they want to be treated equally?
Can you imagine her being chased by a bunch of men? Like, WWE would get fired. You can't have men chasing women.
Perfect, not really, wouldn't it? I mean,
oh, man. Have all the women chasing one man. That'd be funnier, but yeah.
Oh, man! Rob is like, they eat Lego men. Are you sure? Sophie says, I don't see Maverick the only one to be called up this week. I could see a lot more superstars getting called up. I don't know how they decide who gets called up and who stays in NXT. And he might not even really be called up. He might just be showing his face there.
That might be his hometown.
Chris says, Don't Breathe 1 was awesome, and his dog was vicious like Cujo.
Ooh, I like Cujo.
And Robbie's like, what station was it on? It was a movie. It was an American movie, Robbie, so I don't know if that helps. Tuesday the 7th.
Oh, it's 7 p.m. Oh, it's Tuesday at 7? Is that what it said?
Is that Tuesday? Naxos, shut up.
See, I thought it said, maybe it says Thursday at 7.
Thursday 7
7.
Eastern.
Yeah, that's it. That's why it's screwing me up. I'm like, Thursday's not the 7th.
Those bastards!
Naxos.
Naxos, I need you to be quiet, sir. You're making too much racket, my friend. Do you need to be put inside the house? Do you need to be put away? Like a toy that came out and now we're got tired of your play? We don't want
I
to play
need
with
to
you
chase the
anymore.
kitties away.
Took you a minute to
Well, I'm
see
glad
the
that
kitty, huh?
Mace and T-Bar did something, that they were an antagonist.
Right? That they came out and then they lost, but then they beat the crap out of all of them. Ravi says, that's Benny Hill, lots of women chasing one man in Fast Man. Right? Chris says, cowgirls suck Texans, baby. And Sophie says, I wonder if this tag turmoil was originally going to be the main event the whole time.
I'm
and
sure
I
it
bet
was.
that they were going to open Raw with something else. Alita says, check now. Okay. Give it another try. There it is.
What is it?
Was this your man?
Oh, yeah.
Some Reggie happening there.
Some handsome.
Was that your man? Is that who your man was, Alita? Or is? Robbie's like, hello, the dog barking at D to shut up. He wasn't even barking at me. He was barking out there in the dark. He's scared of the dark.
He is. He's scared of the dark. He's scared of the light. He's scared of being alone.
He's like, oh, what's down there?
There's an egg.
Bark, 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 bark. There's not an egg down
Oh, did you
there.
get it?
That one down in the window
Yeah.
well?
Yeah.
I didn't see an egg
There was
down
an
there.
egg down there yesterday.
Was there?
Uh-huh.
I don't see one down there when I looked for them the other day. There's one in the thing again, though.
Girls like to lay everywhere.
Stupid chickens. It's because that other bitch is in there all the time. That's why.
1, 2. Just a 1 count. All right. Mustafa Ali in there right now.
Sophie's like, I could see Maverick going back to Impact.
Look how good of an athlete Mustafa is right there. Look at his thought pattern. Just 2 or 3 thoughts ahead. Can I know Mansoor can go to Afghanistan or whatever when they go, but can Ali?
I think he's Muslim.
That doesn't mean anything, by the way.
Well,
It's where
wife
you're
wears a
from.
hijab and stuff.
It's where you're from.
I don't know where he's from originally.
They don't like each other in that area,
Right.
depending on where you're from.
Film Nation is in the chat.
Hey!
Film Nation saying hashtag Alexa Bliss is all elite. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Alita says,
I
yes,
love those
he's my
rumors.
ass. Ah, okay, yeah, I can see the Reginald stuff there for sure. Kind of the same body style and everything too. Chris
Bliss
says
going
this
to
better not
AEW.
be the main event. It is, Chris.
It
You
is.
better run away now because
It's
going to
be Bobby Lashley and MVP in there against Amos and
AJ.
AJ.
Robbie says, I wish they would carry on feuds backstage throughout the show.
Mansoor!
Oh, yeah?
Superplex off the top! That's the beauty of these guys. And then, of course, he comes in.
Chris says, Bliss would be cool in AEW versus Britt Baker, but Julia Hart is like Bliss. When she was first in NXT, and Julia Hart even does the Twisted Bliss.
Yeah, she does, doesn't she?
And Film says, P.S. That's the joke. He's not going to All Elite. It is a joke. Funny. Oh, says that would be a cool dream pet. I would accept that.
Woods' back is hurt.
Well, he did get thrown into that
I hate when the referee does this. If he can't wrestle,
Get rid of him.
then get out. See? Ali's like, look, dude, I love this tag team, by the way. Because they got somebody that's an asshole. Just like Randy Orton would be that way. Randy Orton would be like, dude, Riddle.
Oh,
hit him.
he's hurt good.
He's hurt. Put me
Beat
in there.
the living shit out of him.
RKO out of nowhere. Woods just dazed himself. The hell of a... You know, I put a crowbar, a huge crowbar in the engine compartment today. And I was pulling because I was trying to just move the muffler just a C hair. and it fucking slipped, and it just wham. And I was like, ugh. That thick, this crowbar just blah. Probably have a mark.
On your hard head? Doubtful.
I probably dented the crowbar.
Probably.
My 5 head. Oh, Trouble in Paradise, that's it. It's over, guys.
I can't say anything.
Woods up
So,
top.
When we were doing stuff the other day, I think it was when Brandon was coming over for the
Oh,
pay-per-view.
shit. That's it. New Day, still on a roll. They're not beating MVP and Bobby. All right.
Well, whatever.
Oh,
They
no, it's these
always
guys
do.
first. I think this is where it ends for them. Because y'all want none.
Anyway, so when we were doing the I'm pretty sure it was that day. It could have been Saturday. Anyways, one of the days this weekend, and I was doing something, and I don't remember what I was trying to do, but I was grabbing something maybe in McKenna's room or something. I was picking up something or whatever, and I was pulling on it, and I accidentally let go of it and hit myself right in the face. I was like, ow, that fucking hurt. Like, I hit myself, like, right here. I was like, oh my god. I'm like, that fucking hurt. You're just going about your time. You're just like,
You're in there like, hopefully nobody saw that.
it's like, I just hurt myself. I'm like, I just hit myself in the face. Like, you dumbass. But
Never
Phil,
forget.
Alita's like, Ali can. It didn't happen. He can't do it. Film Nation says Bliss versus Britt Baker. Yes. Sophie says,
She's probably answering the question that I asked about going to Saudi Arabia.
oh,
If
that he
Ali
can.
can go to Saudi
Yeah.
Arabia or not.
Probably. Yeah. I don't see. I don't know what his nationality is, so I wouldn't know.
Like Sami Zayn can't
Right.
because of his nationality. He's Serbian, and they're not allowed there.
Yeah. Sophie says, I wonder what Samoa Joe is thinking finding out that Vince and Bruce are going to produce NXT. The same people that released him 5 months ago. Well, maybe he won't have a job anymore.
They're only going to do main title stuff, guys, and that means that Joe's going to lose the main title, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got to anyways. You can't have Samoa Joe as your champion.
No.
He's like 47
dumb.
years old.
Robbie says,
I don't know. He might be 37 years old. I don't know how old he is.
Robbie says, D, you will have to get Ali a new back after that suplex. I'm not getting him anything. His wife can do it. Sophie says, wasn't there a time that Shane was going to take over the WWE before he left the WWE to do whatever?
Yeah, I don't know. And Shane probably will be the one eventually that runs everything. It depends on how Vince does it. Vince could just sell the company and say, here's your inheritance.
Right?
Or he could say, hey, I'm going to give you, 20% and you 20%, or just give it all to Shane, or however he wants to do it. Shane could try to buy it. I just don't know if Shane wants to do it.
True. Where'd your dog go?
I don't know. He's not going anywhere.
Well, he's doing something because he's not in the
He's not
light.
moving.
Access. Sophie says, my dog is scared of the dark and hates going out in the rain.
Yes.
Sophie says, imagine if the internet was around during the Monday Night Wars and the Attitude Era.
It might have just ruined it because they would have all had to have been PC.
Yeah,
We all have to watch what we say because of like 1% of the population.
what you doing, little man?
All this like, oh, you're hurting my feelings stuff. Nobody really cares. It's just 1% of the population, and then they throw it out there, and then everybody else has to be all outraged by it. But it's not
Yeah.
real outrage. It's just a small group of people.
Yeah.
Ditch
Will
it.
Hunter's in our chat.
Hey,
Hey,
Will.
Will. Says, greetings to you
Will
also.
the Thrill Hunter.
And Sophie says maybe we will get Bobby versus Randy in a one-on-one feud leading into a future pay-per-view since they have been planting the seeds for it this past 2 weeks.
I'm okay with it. Maybe we could see that in Saudi Arabia.
And Alita says the Shang-Chi movie was a disappointment. I'm sorry. Is that the 10 Rings one?
What the fuck?
The Marvel one? Is that the one you're talking about?
No idea.
Robbie says internet was about was about, but not the social media side. And Sophie says it's Friday on Peacock. They are going to have a documentary about the SmackDown the 2 days after 9/11.
Yes, it looks like they are going to do some stuff about that. They're showing the new tower and then the old towers. Is it still the World Trade Center? Is that where they still do trade for the world stuff? Or do they just move that?
I don't know.
Because I don't think have the Freedom Towers or some shit now.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if it's still the World Trade Center. That's why it was targeted, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Because of what it did.
It was the symbol.
Robbie says, not to the scale it is now. The social media stuff, no. No, social media wasn't that big of a thing back in the day.
The stuff
when
I
the internet
miss,
first started.
and it's funny because texting just took it, is the instant messenger, like the Yahoo Messenger.
Right.
Because that's how I communicated with so many people, and now they don't text.
Yeah.
Like these older people. And so I'm like, I either have to call, which I haven't, so I haven't talked to people like 5 years.
Right.
Because they don't. I'm like, I don't call people.
Right. Lita says, yes, it was that movie. Well, that's a bummer. That sucks that it was a disappointment. Huh. They hyped it up like it was going to be so great.
AJ Styles in there. Nobody's going to beat AJ Styles, right?
Nobody going to beat AJ Styles. Whatever. Xavier
No,
Woods can totally beat him. He beats everybody. He's like the bee's knees. Boop, 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 boop.
It does feel like they're trying to push Xavier Woods for some reason.
Robbie's like MSN, right? MSN, that messenger. Sophie says thanks to
I never used that one.
There has been a lot of new YouTubers to check out. Yes.
You know, YouTube Groups is going away. So even if I still was running my league, it's gone. Well, it's not gone yet, but well, actually, it might be
Yahoo
gone.
Groups, you mean?
What'd I say?
YouTube Groups.
Oh, whatever.
Because I said a YouTube comment. Chris says hashtag anti-grim movement. Right. Yeah, if you're less than 100%.
Look at this. AJ's going
not
right after his
compete.
lower lumbar region, right where he got hurt.
Because he knows. He knows. Robbie's like, MSN was massive back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah,
MSN was. I never really used it. I used Yahoo Messenger more so than MSN. Knew of it, but never used it. Or AOL. Alita just said it. AOL.
Yeah, AOL was obviously a big one. I never, ever used that one.
I never used AOL either because that wasn't how I got my internet.
Right.
That was usually people's internet providers.
Right.
Chris says, I want to see Punk versus Suzuki in AEW. Might happen, but first he's got to go against somebody else, I'm sure. Who knows who his next opponent is. It's probably going to be Darby Allin again.
Look at the size. Right in that back. That's probably it.
So he says, it seems like Stephanie will take over if Vince ever dies.
You would think so, but nah. Shane's the guy.
Robbie's like, as any good. Alita says, I can't even access my Yahoo account.
I made my Yahoo. Hopefully they don't go out of business, because that would suck. That's
right?
my
That's all my
email.
emails.
My email, the whole setup. I mean, I have a Google one because my phone made me, but.
Right.
And then get this, my high school changed its name, and that was my freaking email address. So I'm like, now my email, it either looks like I was being spiteful and made it later, or it just is dumb. I'm like, well, shit. They changed our school mascot to a verb or something. Like it's like a noise.
Thunder.
And then they're a buffalo.
A bison.
Whatever, same thing.
It's dumb. It's all dumb. It's not even my high school anymore. I give up on him. Robbie's like, AJ any good?
AJ is one of the best. That's why they call him the phenomenal
He's supposed to be
AJ
good.
Styles. He's 44 years old, I believe. So he's at the end of his rope. Looking like Ric Flair out there. Little snap suplex. Obviously dyeing his hair.
Right. Chris says, yeah, usually they show the match on pay-per-view, then on TV for free, so I'm sure we'll see Punk versus Darby on Rampage or on Dynamite. Will Hunter says, I used ICU back in the day. I think it became AOL or part of it, but people got real aggressive there. I used ICU too. That's so funny. I don't remember if they got bought out or if they just kind of just disappeared. Robbie says, what happened to Linda? I don't know. She's doing her own thing.
She's part of somebody's campaign, if I remember right. I know she was in the Trump campaign stuff. I don't know what she's doing right now.
Right. Alita says that would be nice for a stretch. And Sophie says Bobby versus Goldberg is the planned match for Saudi Arabia.
Good. Get that payback for his son.
Yeah, his son.
Maybe we'll get a new champion.
Maybe,
people at home will love that.
Maybe all those countries over there will be ravaged with war and they won't be able to go over there. Sophie says, I remember the 2 days after 9/11, that episode for some reason didn't air on TV where I lived.
Huh. Yeah, maybe they thought it was too early to have entertainment.
I have no idea. I don't remember watching a lot of TV during that time.
I remember
I played video games more so.
I remember Raw being on right shortly after it happened. And it was the largest group they had put together. Because even MLB stopped their season.
Xavier. No.
No. Naxos.
No. Xavier Woods trying to get some stupid roll up again. Jesus.
He's just trying to get over and get a hot tag.
Robbie's like, I know he's good, but I meant in this match.
Oh. Yeah, he's doing fantastic. All right. Now, look at Kofi's offense.
Oh,
shit.
Jesus.
Well, that didn't last.
He's like, oh, you want to fly high? I swat you down.
like a fly.
He's a giant of a man. A giant of a man.
One big dude.
He's a very large dude.
One big dude, huh, Nax? Nax looks like I'd fight him.
He's like, he don't scare me. Will Hunter's like, Linda is still doing the small business outreach program, which became part of the RNC after Trump lost the election. And Sophie says both AJ Styles and Sting have something in common. They both debut in the WWE a lot later than they should have.
Mm-hmm. That's 100% true. Back when there was one company. Now, you know, I don't blame people for never showing up in AEW or WWE, either one, you know. Because it, you know, they're both big leagues.
Right. Robbie's like, Dee snorting when she laughs is too funny. Isn't it? It's hilarious. So
hey, I
funny.
did find out a way to check if your cocaine is pure or not. Mix it with vinegar. If it foams, then it's baking soda. And if you mix it with vinegar, it'll ruin it. So say no to drugs and drink water.
Where'd you learn this at?
That's what you do. You just put vinegar in your cocaine. If it foams, it's bad. If it didn't foam, you ruined it. Now drink water. It's science. Basically telling them to destroy their own drugs and live longer.
Right.
And stay hydrated.
That's just weird.
Get you a drip stick. Moist all over yourself.
Ew, gross. So he says, imagine if AJ Styles and Sting both debuted for the WWE in 2002. We could have seen that dream match of Sting versus Taker.
It would have been nice. Vince would have buried Sting, though, so I don't know if it would have been a good match. But I would have liked to seen it. How are millions of people quitting vaping? How is it there that many people that vape?
They're just making up shit. It's fake news. Fake. All fake. You know the people that are quitting? They died. So that's where they're getting their numbers from. It's like the whole voting system.
Right? Like when my dad voted for Biden.
Right?
My dad's been dead for like 3 years. He'd be pissed.
He would be pissed. Probably like Travis, the home scientist. Sophie says, I think Vince is going to give Stephanie the WWE because she always has been there, unlike Shane, since he left the company.
Doesn't work like that, guys. You obviously never seen Vince around his son. When he jumped off the top of the cage and landed that elbow on the Undertaker. When he came backstage.
Yeah.
And Vince was just in complete tears.
You're
like,
amazing, my boy.
Holy crap.
You're my boy. I love you so much.
That's his son. That's his bloodline.
Sophie's like, I don't remember ICU. Alita says, if it foams it good and pure, you had it backwards. But I was like, Dee, did you ever smoke or vape?
She's got one right here. She just doesn't do it on air. She's like, I don't know how you vape. Do you suck it through your mouth like that?
I think
like a
so.
straw?
I have no idea. I do not know. It looks like pacifiers to me. Like, they all have their pacifiers that they have to have.
It's like a little electric box.
Some of them are like cigarettes. They look like a stick. I don't know. Just from what I've seen at convenience stores, you know,
Oh, they
or
sell
on the
'em?
TV. That they
Where do you
show.
buy them? Are they like? Can you buy them at a convenience? Like
Yeah,
this?
you could go to the convenience store down the street.
And they have
get it.
vapes. What are they like? $100 or?
They're cheap.
Oh, are they? Like a full machine with batteries and everything?
Yeah. Like you can get one of those little cigarette ones for like 99 cents with those little coupons that you see on the advertisements.
Holy shit! They are definitely going after our children. Fuck! It's free. Here, take this. The refill's $40, but you could buy a new one for 99 cents. Save your lunch money.
Save all those pennies you found on the street. So he says every time they go to Saudi Arabia with Goldberg and a championship is involved, he wins it.
Has he ever won a title at Saudi Arabia?
I didn't even know that he won at Saudi Arabia.
Was that?
Was it a one-time thing?
Was it the Saudi Arabia one where he beat Brock? I don't think that was Saudi Arabia, was it?
I don't know. I just think it's fun. Every time they go with Goldberg and a champion is involved, he wins it. So one time, you know what I mean?
Possibly.
Like they've been there
Well, I
once
know
and
him-
it happened, so it's like
Him and the Undertaker botched that one match. They almost killed the Undertaker.
Right.
It's obviously Undertaker's fault too. You have to stay erect.
Because he's like, oh, I can totally do it. I'm in great shape. All right, we'll try it. Oh my God, we
To
almost killed
win.
him.
Oh, Moss. It might have just collapsed the lung of Kofi.
Robbie's like, Travis put Mentos mints in a Coke bottle and see it explode. It's crazy.
I probably should do something like that.
Sophie says, you know, Vince wants us to get Roman versus Goldberg since we were supposed to get it at Mania last year. Maybe at some point it might, but I don't know.
Maybe that's what we should do. Buy a couple pounds of those Mentos and some gallons of Coke. 3. AJ Styles with the Styles Clash.
Finally, the new
Now
day eliminated.
MVP. We're actually going to see Almost versus the big guy, Bobby.
Bobby.
It's happening right now.
Happening right now.
They're gonna
Well, he does,
collide.
like, smoke shops. Yeah, you can buy them there too, but they actually do have them at like convenience stores in our town. I guess our state. I guess I don't know. I don't know what they are because I don't buy them. And if I did, I sure in the hell wouldn't buy them in town. I would just go to the reservation where you don't pay taxes on it. And it's a lot cheaper. Sure in the hell would not buy it here in our town.
It's funny how poor people think, because poor people like go to the store and they spend every dollar that they have on stuff like pop and cigarettes and stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like people with a little bit more money, they buy it in bulk, and they save a tremendous amount of money.
Depending on the bulk and where you buy it, but yeah. Sometimes buying stuff at like bulk places like
I'm talking
Sam's
about
Clubs or Costco.
I'm talking about going to the reservation and buying 5 cartons of cigarettes.
Oh, right? I don't know
compared
why
to
they don't.
buying 1 pack of cigarettes 3 times a day.
Right?
That doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't to me either. I've
Or
never understood
$8
it
a pack, and
personally.
you can get the whole thing for 20.
Well, and the thing of it is just go buy them and put them in your freezer, and they last a lot longer.
Right.
I mean, I knew.
But they
people-
can't come up with $24 to buy the pack. But yet they can buy 3 packs for $8.
Right.
It's the same price.
I knew people that did that all the time. Would buy cartons and put them in freezers.
My mom does that shit. No, she don't smoke, but she does that. That's her behavior. Like, oh, I can't afford that. That's too expensive.
Right.
So I will buy $1 worth 12 times, but I don't have $10.
I know, it's so weird.
It's like,
Yeah, it's very strange. Robbie's like, D, a secret vapor? Yeah. I'm pretty sure if I was secret anything, Travis would find out. So it was like they were building to Taker versus Sting before they went to Triple H versus Taker on the road to one of their 3 Mania matches.
right.
And Robbie says, this match ain't half bad.
Of course not. Tag team matches can be great, but...
AJ Styles is a good enough wrestler.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. I don't know if he was supposed to land on his feet
Yes,
or
he
not.
was. It could to do that. The Pele kick.
Because that was kind of a scary thing to have happen.
I just want to make sure his feet work.
Alita, Sophie's like, I don't curse, drink, smoke. Good for you.
Why curse?
I curse. I sometimes drink.
She was drinking last night. Look at the
And
size
that's a
of this
sometimes.
monster. Is Bobby going to be able to get him off his feet? Or are they going to end this? How's this going to end?
I don't know, but they don't have very much time to do it.
Oh, they don't? Shit.
No. They have 5 minutes.
Oh, that's plenty of time to wrestle. Bobby can't get his hands up there. Kick him in the balls. Oh, they're going test his strength. Just the leverage is too high. Bobby's strong, but the dude is so thick. Look at his arms.
Right?
They're just like, they're not even cut, and they're bigger than Bobby's.
Bobby.
Bobby's hot, guys. The crowd is just cheering for Bobby.
Awesome. That's too funny.
That's why I love fans in the crowd. They would have never done that in the Thunderdome. They'd have been like, okay, boo him here.
Yeah, Bobby's back.
Boo him here.
We gotta make sure.
No, this ain't happening. Do this. Get this up.
Oh my God.
Get this.
Oh.
Somehow get that. Nah.
Oh.
Moss
The
does
other
it the other way.
way.
Bobby getting manhandled. Oh, court buster. We haven't seen that in years.
Sophie's like, I don't that. And Alita says, this poor people would love to buy in bulk. No res around me. Chris says MVP trying not to break character because of the chance. Will Lashley's like, roar. And Chris says, Jordan Kamala, Bebe versus Lashley.
Do they have any, I mean, they might have one in Florida, but do they have any reservations in the South at all? Because, I mean, that's the whole Trail of the Tears, right? Is they forced them all out of that whole area.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because I know there's none in Texas. They got rid of
Right?
Indians. They made it illegal to be Indian in
Oh.
Texas. Look at
AJ
that. AJ Styles taking
took out
everybody.
Orton,
Randy
too.
Orton.
Riddle's like, dude, what the hell, man? You're not supposed to take out my friend. Oh, no, Riddle, you're going to get manhandled. Oh, ouch.
Just throwing him like he ain't no thing.
Ew. So he's like, at
AJ's
least...
taking it right to Bobby's face.
Jesus. So he's at least when they go to Saudi Arabia this time, they already taped SmackDown the week before. Roberto says, y'all have a good night. Thanks for hanging with us, Roberto. Have a good night.
This is what I was looking for right here. I'm like, where's MVP? Because he's going to be the guy that has to lose.
Well, yeah. But
Bobby's-
he hasn't even been tagged in yet.
Bobby's the legal man in there. He's going to hit him with a phenomenal forearm. Bobby's in there. AJ's going to get up on the top rope and hit him. So that means AJ's going to lose. AJ's going to lose right here.
Oh, man.
Because there's no way he's pinning freaking Bobby Lashley.
So he's like, Goldberg beat Bray in Saudi Arabia. Robbie says Pele was one of the best football players of all time.
Absolutely. Nobody better. Maybe Cristiano Ronaldo. 2 and 3. Mark Messier.
There it goes. Bobby an MVP.
There's some guy from France that plays for Los Angeles now. But I don't know what his name is, but he's pretty cocky about football. I don't know how
That's
good
funny.
he is, though.
Lieutenant Martha says, and AJ went flying, ladies and germs. And Will Hunter says, this is good, but it does feel like they are overselling this because of how well the pay-per-view was received last night. Maybe. Let's see. Alita says Trashley getting manhandled. And Sophie says, I wonder how much selling the WWE would affect their TV deals in anyway.
It wouldn't. Not these current ones. And then going forward, I think they'll probably get more money because Disney would demand a pretty penny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would. Alita's like, no, Rez. Kiwi Lollipop's like, come on. Supernova Zap is like, yeah. And Applejack Styles is like, no. Alita says, South Carolina, there are. Applejack says, no, 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 no. Chris says, Messiah to AEW confirm. And Alita says, AJ lost. And Luna says, well, good night now. And enraged
Bobby Lashley just got manhandled. Look at this. RKO out of nowhere.
That's what they were looking for. They always want the RKOs out of nowhere.
Bobby Lashley wants some of that. Bobby Lashley had a rough night.
He did have a rough night. Got manhandled. He got thrown around. He got RKO'd out of nowhere for no reason.
But they won, right?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
There it is for the Raw Tag Team Championships next
Lashley,
week on Raw. That's going to set up their Extreme Rules singles match,
Yep,
maybe?
and poor Riddle, he got thrown around.
Man,
we don't even know where he is. He got chucked into the announce table and the chairs.
Like a midget?
Like a midget. Got chucked around like a midget. Golf Leslie is like, bye. And Vindicator says, it was nice to see MVP get a hometown pop. Anyway, have a good night, guys. So for the A show, Wednesday night explosion night of Dynamite.
It should be good. Looking
Sophie
forward
says
to
there's
it.
another future feud, Bobby versus AJ Styles. That would be another fresh feud. And Mitzi's like, from out of nowhere. That's it. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We really appreciate it. As always, we appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us for our wonderful wrestling stuff. And we're out here in the middle of nowhere and all that fun stuff. I don't know why that's not working, but it's not turning anything off.
It does not turn the TV off.
Oh, that's right. Anyways, so thanks
I
for
hear voices in my head.
hanging out with
They
us.
call
We'll
me.
be back on Wednesday for
They
some
call
AEW
me.
Dynamite, which it will be the debut of Ruby Soho. We will be seeing her for her first ever appearance on AEW Dynamite that day. I don't know if we're going to see the other two, but for sure we're going to see Ruby Soho. Alita says, I held on. Awesome. Good deal. Hopefully you get some sleep. Hopefully
care
your
of that toe.
isn't too bad and you do get some sleep. Delilah says, see you Friday, mate. And Sophie says, I'm guessing Bobby is going to wrestle twice at the next pay-per-view.
That's what I was thinking, too, and that would make Randy wrestle twice. That's kind of weird.
Possibly.
We'll see how that plays out. Maybe they'll just move that along until the Saudi Arabia show in October.
Yep.
Anyways, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching Wrestling Gavin. We'll see you on Wednesday. Have a good
Okay.
night.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.